Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shakes. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin pocket, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Wow, what's up? What's going down? What's happening? How is everyone doing? Girl, I know I'm late. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to get to you guys earlier today. Girl, the day did not call for it. I did not get a lot of what I needed to get done today. So y'all pray for me. Because I still have to write something. Like, I have stuff that I need to do, girl, and I had to come to y'all with the bullshit for Black Ass Bravo. It needed a clink of wine. And yes, I absolutely did go ahead and leave Bondy's Boudoir up all of today. I am going to take it down tonight because it did get, like, the whole little 6 age restriction shit. But I still had such a great time with Ashley. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I saw a lot of really good feedback, which made me feel amazing. So thank everybody for coming through. Okay. And just to remind you guys, if you missed it, I don't know. I don't know, girl. I don't know what you do. I don't know what videos you've seen. I don't know. So this happened because y'all know I have my little new segment now that we're grown, where we talk about some of our favorite oldie but goodies and just basically pick apart how toxic they were. How we thought they were great, though, But yeah, I did all of that. So check that out. Don't forget to follow my website, BondyBlueShow.com, because that is where Bondy's Boudoir will live after the initial live here on YouTube, okay? And then I'll just kind of cut up a portion, a teaser, if you will, to leave here on YouTube so everybody can know what to do, where to go. All right. And don't forget to shop Sador. Okay. Don't forget to do that. Y'all know I have an affiliate program now with a sex toy line called Shop Sador. It's cute. Hold up. I just finished eating these damn Trader Joe's, this teriyaki seaweed shit. Delicious. I didn't even know that you could make, shit from the bottom of the ocean, just it's everything, besides seafood, child, not the greenery down there. Okay. But that shit's delicious. If you've never tried it, get into it. Anyway, sorry. So, girl, we're about to get into Love Match. And it depends on how I feel after this. I might come back for P-Valley because I just watched all of it today to make notes. So we'll see how I feel by the time we get to the end of this. But Ashley, who was on my show last night on Bondy's Boudoir, okay? Let me be extra, okay? She was on Love Match, okay? She was on Love Match, and she spilled a lot of tea in our talk. I wasn't expecting tea spillage. That's not what Bondy's Boudoir is about. Okay. It's about talking about sex and relationships and another space for you guys to send motherfucking advice to. I would like to thank the 3 ladies who did send me advice letters because y'all kept that shit short and sweet. Like, I appreciate y'all for the way y'all did that. Okay. I was just like, okay, like I understood what everybody was saying for the most part. It was short and sweet, got to the point. Here's the advice, girl. Listen, I had a good time. I think it was a great first show. I can't wait to do it again. I will not have somebody on with me every time, y'all. I won't. So don't feel like every time, we do a Bondy's Boudoir, it's going to be another sex bird or a sex blogger. I'm going to try to bring people on for sure. But it may not always happen that way because sometimes I don't feel like being bothered. And sometimes I still have shit to say. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Hold up. Okay, girl. All right. Joseph in Paris. Okay. I'll read that in a minute. Thank you so much for that, Ransomware Ricardo. I appreciate you, love. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all follow her YouTube page. So, Ashley told me that the shit ain't real. And we know reality shows aren't real. I hope we know like most reality shows are not real. Especially shows like this that like center around a business. Shows that center around a business usually create the business aspect because it's not that entertaining, and people who do business don't want to be on a reality show a lot of the time. So we have to produce what the business looks like. So I do believe that there is a portion of this that was fake, but the relationships between the people on the show, that was real. Okay. So essentially, Ashley said the man that she ended up with on her last episode of Love Match was already her boo at the time. He's not anymore because he may have had a taste of dog ass nigga going on. She said that he had a whole old lady he was living with, girl. It was ridiculous. Okay. So yeah, we weren't really getting the real in a lot of these situations. And that's why I feel like at the end of the day, this is for entertainment purposes. I've always felt like that, but I also feel like it doesn't matter how you slice it. Whenever you put people on television acting out relationships, they're going to act out tropes, issues, and create a microcosm for what we go through in our respective communities. That's what reality shows tend to do. Whether they are real or not, they are going to give you what is a real issue and a real problem amongst that subset of people, right? So just know that some of this shit is real and some of this shit, but most of this shit is probably not, specifically on a show like this. But y'all make sure y'all go check out our conversation because it was really good. But ultimately, yeah. I found out that Ashley Man was living with his ex-wife from Instagram. Yeah, it was all on her Instagram page in the comments. I still haven't gotten a chance yet to go and look at that. Ransom Ricardo, can you also put that in the folder? Thank you. I appreciate you, girl. Since you know where it's at, because girl, all the stuff I be doing, I don't be having time to be going looking for shit like that. Girl, you said it, I believe you. That's how I felt. But yeah, okay, so that's what we found out about that. Let's go ahead and get into the notes and then we'll talk about the tea. Okay, y'all ready? Let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure y'all like the video as y'all are coming in. Playback people, thank you for coming. Okay, we appreciate your like as well. Everybody, make sure you're liking the video to let folks know what's going on. Okay, so I don't know why you say you're doing something wrong. I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I just think people don't know where to look. Okay, because if you are a member, then you should be able to go to the forum. If you can access the forum, then you can see there's a link to the last Love and Marriage Huntsville video. And I have to put, I believe, the last 2 episodes in the actual website so that those versions are downloaded there, but the links are still available on the Discord, on Patreon, on my community page, and on the forum. So if you are a member, then just go to the forum, look for the pinned comments, at the top, it usually shows you it's pinned. And usually that is an episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville that is pinned up there. So go on the forum and check that out. And then come back and tell me if you're having an issue. Matter of fact, just go ahead and email me, bondy.brittany@gmail.com. Thank you. All right, y'all. Any other issues with the website, please just email me. Okay. Please email me or say it in a Discord. All right. But yes. So the episode before last, we know Shay was having her masquerade party, and Joseph flipped out with his khaki pants on. And I had no idea that Joseph had khaki pants on. I was like, you have on this bedazzled ass blazer, yet you have on khaki pants. Did anybody else feel like that was weird? That he had on khaki pants with his bedazzled, bejeweled, probably heavy ass blazer. It's giving these things don't match. Okay. I was wondering about Shay's relationship as well. I do believe Shay's relationship is real. I think that how she got that man might not be the truth, but child, the way that lady's smiling, okay, the way that lady, grabbed the back of that man's head when they was dancing, girl, no. That lady is fucking DeMarcus or whatever his name, Marquise or whatever the fuck his name is. Okay. I know some sex energy when I see some sex energy. Okay. Okay, you put that in there. Thank you, Rainbow Ricardo. Appreciate you, girl. All right. So like I said, Joseph was flipping out. Ming only cares about Joseph and Paris' relationship being reconciled because she wants to make sure that Joseph purchases that, tens of $1,000 wedding gown that Ming is trying to sell. So I feel like I don't even know why people have any genuine interactions when it comes to certain things with Ming, because Ming is all about her money, all about her business, and honestly, low key to a fault. All right. Shay says that Joseph acted a fool. She has a conversation with him and tells him, you acted a fool out there. You were doing the absolute most, and you need to get your anger in check. You need to get that together. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't trying to hear it. I think he hung up in Shay's face. He hung up in her face because he wasn't trying to hear that. But he was sick because Paris wasn't dealing with him no more. We'll delve deeply, into that as we go on. Shay's friend Shanta, okay? Shanta is like, thick girl locks, aggressive. That's what it's giving. But she goes on a date with a man who is retired military. He got there in an Uber. He doesn't know how to swim. He has 2 baby mamas, and he's on his first passport. Okay. Shay, girl, I think you're kiki on this show. I think you're super cool. I like you on the show because I don't know you. So I can say I like you on the show, okay? But I have an issue with the fact that the math is not mathing. That lady found out a whole bunch of red flags to me in her sit down with him that made me feel like she handled that date accordingly. I don't need to enjoy a date with a nigga that it is essentially wasting my time. If I've gotten to listen, when she asked him if he wanted to get a vasectomy, then I was like, she's doing a bit much. She's doing too much. But honestly, I feel like all of what she was asking of him made perfect sense as to why, he could feel however the fuck he want to feel. You showed up in an Uber, made us feel like you ain't have no car. You retired military, but you on your first passport. You got 2 baby mamas and you don't know how to swim. Retired military and you don't know how to swim, and you're on your first passport. You're showing up in an Uber, but yet you're feeling a way about me asking if you have a car. The way these niggas are looking for a woman like Shanta to take care of them, that lady absolutely needed to ask those questions. Like, we're not going to do all this extra shit acting like that lady was so out of pocket because she asked him those questions. Yes, the energy was mad aggressive, but those were a ton of red flags to me for a grown-ass woman that does not want to waste time, That's what the whole point of paying thousands of dollars to a matchmaker is for. So I don't have to waste my fucking time. And finding out that a nigga is retired military with no car, can't swim on his first passport when we almost 50 years old, and I'm looking for somebody that's on my same wavelength, which is somebody that has traveled, somebody that knows how to swim, somebody that shows up in his own car, somebody that is not showing up to the date like he's being taken out for a date. She's the one that had the idea for the picnic. Like it seemed like she was there to romance him. So in essence, if I'm here to romance you, you bet your motherfucking bottom dollar I'm going to ask you all the questions I want to ask you. And you don't like being asked questions, then I guess you need to move on to the next young dumb bird that's not going to ask you about your life on a first date. I don't have time to waste on no nigga that don't have his shit together but wants to perpetrate that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. When she was talking about just enjoy the date, I was like, no, I can't enjoy a date. You want me to get my feelings. You want to get my feelings and my emotions into enjoying a date with a man that I could enjoy, get to date number 3 and find out the nigga ain't got no car. Get to date number 4, find out the nigga ain't got no real apartment. He living with somebody. Next thing you know, I'm paying bills and shit. Next thing you know, I'm paying for child support. Because I've enjoyed a date and some dick. So no. And I'm going to tell you out here, too many of y'all are scammers. Too many of y'all are flawed. So everybody should be comfortable with people asking questions about them. Get over it. Get over it. You motherfuckers are hollering at people on Facebook that literally has where you live, what you do for a living, what school you went to, who you might or might not have been in a relationship with. Like your social media account usually carries so much more information about you, and you get caught up on somebody asking you these things outright. Her asking about the vasectomy was a leap. And it shows that she may need to ask herself if she really wants to date only men. Because I feel like the attitude that she got would be perfect with a woman. But you know, y'all gonna act like I'm fucked up for that. But essentially, girl, do you know how many women would love to be taken on a picnic? Okay. Bitch would have shown up in her own car, had her own basket. Bitch, you got a blanket, I got a blanket too. Let's lay them down so we can have extra comfort. Shanta, ask yourself, are you really tied to men? Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, there are a lot of y'all women out here who are more bisexual and more open sexually than you would like to admit, because you don't want to hear what your homegirls got to say who dickmatized over some stupid nigga. You don't want to hear what your mama got to say because she church going. Your aunties and everybody else in your family, you don't want to hear what they got to say. So you don't want to ever kind of think outside of a box. Okay? But to me personally, I feel like you should be asking yourself, do I really want a nigga? And if I do want a nigga, do I also want a bitch? Because I may want a bitch and I may have a better time with the bitch. Not saying that women don't have issues, because women do have issues, okay? Women be problems all up and through a relationship. Don't get me wrong. But ultimately, you might have a better shot at finding someone more on your level, more your speed, and not asking you to change your energy to be softer for somebody. Because sometimes I feel like, yes, there's nothing wrong with softening up, but I also feel like I don't like the fact that y'all push that on women as if they're not feminine if they don't fit into a certain box for you. Like that's problematic to me. And I feel like there are different ways for women to act out femininity. Okay? There are different ways for women to be feminine. It doesn't always have to show up damsel in distress. Who the fuck gets to decide what's feminine anyway? Okay? But ultimately, I feel like the titties and ass and makeup she had on was giving me, feminine. But I'm just saying, girl, you might be a lipstick lesbian and you don't even know. I just want you to venture out. Okay, well, that's good. If she met somebody and it's going well, I'm glad for her. Good for her. But I was just saying, like, I feel like that was just a generalized statement based off of some of the energy that she was giving off, that I think a lot of y'all are way too caught up on what y'all, other people in y'all lives care about, when essentially you may be more into women than you like to admit, which I don't understand why you would not be, Girl, women are so much better. Not all the time. Don't get me wrong. My husband is a masterpiece. Okay. But in relationships and specifically, as somebody that has dated both, women, if you get a good one, are usually like easier when it comes to life. Okay, when it comes to life shit, they have jobs, they have houses, they have cars, they have insurance. They're going to clean up after themselves. They're also going to cook. They're also going to eat. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I agree. She reminds me of my bestie who came to that same realization during COVID. Girl, I wasn't saying you disagree with me, but thank you for the information and confirmation that I was saying. Thank you for that. Okay, listen. But that's because I feel like I think a lot of women get caught up on feeling like something's wrong with me if I can't find a man that's okay with the way I am. And if you are even slightly attracted to women, if you can enjoy some titties, if you like a good strip club girl, then you should ask yourself, should this be my only option? Because if y'all are asking yourselves if y'all want to date outside y'all race, y'all also should ask if y'all, want to date in your same gender. I'm just saying. Ooh. I got me a good woman, Savannah girl, and I had to add the Savannah girl, and I love it here. Okay, listen, she'll be on the Niecy Nash girl. Ooh. Listen, it's just something I want everybody to just digest. I'm not trying to force anything on anybody because everything ain't for everybody. Trust me, but there are a lot of y'all that don't know what's for you because you have like the socialization that's wrong and you shouldn't be that way. That's all. That's all. Oh girl, just a little Cabernet Sauvignon. Just a little Cabernet Sauvignon. Just a little red wine. Nothing too serious today. I'm taking it light. I've been doing the most recently. And I mean Crown Royal, old fashions, bourbons, tequila shots. So wine is a tone down for me. Okay. All right. Stressful day. So Joseph tries to orchestrate a fashion, not a fashion show, child, a photo shoot for one of he and Paris clients without Paris, because him and Paris then beefed out, right? Him and Paris in beefage. And I was just like, I don't know how y'all, Juvie never barks. Juvie just barks. Juvie never barks. Okay. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to go check on him in a minute. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Joseph is orchestrating a photo shoot for one of the clients without Paris, and I don't like it. It lacks care for women. It's all about look this way for a man, be sexy for a man. Like, I think an intention means everything. And I think people think because they intend to help somebody find a person that what they're doing is okay. But to me, it feels like, oh, thank God, husband's home. Whoa. The Lord. It feels like, to me, because he is a colorist, vapid, angry, short-tempered, weird man, I feel like the way he approaches matchmaking from a female perspective is not giving what it's supposed to give. And I don't feel like any woman and her image is safe with a man like Joseph in that situation, in that realm, doing makeovers, building a woman to a sense of confidence for a man. I don't think that is something that Joseph can do, because Joseph is working from the standpoint of, I am going to make this woman look like what I find attractive. I'm going to give her a man that I think is, suitable. And it has nothing to do with numbers. It has nothing to do with the machine. It has everything to do with his own biases and the way he sees women and the way he sees men. We saw that based off of the date that he put together for Kiana, I believe her name was, and she was the comedian with the cute blonde wig in his face. Okay, you could tell that shit wasn't real. She was just trying to get some pub, but it still felt like he put her on a date with a friend of his who fit his light-eyed, skin male situation. Like, it fit what he finds attractive even in a man. So to me, I feel like because you work through your own, because you work from your own biases as it pertains to pairing people and to dealing with your clients, I don't feel like women are safe with you, because I think your biases are hurtful to women, as far as I've seen. Okay. And I'm not saying that he's colorist himself, because Paris is not exactly a light complected woman, but she also has a very fine texture of hair. Okay. But it's not just about that. It's also about the way you tell a woman that she needs to dress sexier or wear less clothing. And it just, even though a woman could have been giving her the very same advice, and I feel like it might have had an energy that was slightly different. It doesn't feel good to me to watch him dictate to a woman what she should present herself as for a date, because I feel like as a woman at this age, at their age, that type of advice should not come from a man that don't have his shit together. You know what I'm saying? He don't even have his shit together like that in order for me to feel like he has the knowledge to give that type of advice to a woman. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, y'all. Sorry, lyric just came in here. Okay, thank you so much, Atlantic Creole, for the super chat. I love your content. Says, why are you avoiding baddie stuff on suits like a Sally baby? Is this show too urban for you? Thank you for the super chat, boo. And no, it's not too urban for me. It's too ratchet for me. They're fighting for no reason. It's giving mental health disorder, and we're gonna capitalize. And I'm just kind of over Zeus Network and their toxicity with no storyline. And I'm tired of seeing Roly Poly Oly playing, fat girl that's going to bully everybody. And like, I'm over that. Like, when Zeus can give me some really good content, then maybe I'll pay attention to what they're doing. But baddies, based off what I've seen on social media, is just fight every episode, fight for no reason. Natalie Nunn and her foolishness. Yeah. Girl, I'm done. I need something that I can make real conversation off of. I need something that I can review that's going to give us an actual topic that can, be thought provoking for other people. Now, if my members just want me to turn the shit on and watch it with them, I might do something like that. But I'm not reviewing that shit for free because I don't care. It's the Krishan show. That's what it feels like. And I don't really like her. It's giving mental disorder. And I'm good. Okay. No real storyline there. Did y'all see Kirk Franklin whispering into Lemuel's ear at the BET Awards? I said, look like Carrie Hine's daddy checking the shit out of you for trying to embarrass him and his son on your little shitty ass network. That's no disrespect. But your network is a little shitty, sir. And it's because your content don't give story. Your content don't give story. Your content gives let's all fight and give people this depravity that we know they want. And I feel like, just like Funky Dineva said, like the shit is regressed. You can call it what you want, but essentially, if you can't give me at least a conversation, Love and Hip Hop at least gave us a conversation, a storyline, something to talk about that was going on in people's lives, actually for real. You know, as much as we talk about reality shows being fake, let's not forget Kirk still had a baby on Rashida. Okay, Scrappy and the Bam still got married and had like 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, Carly Red really was fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Jocelyn and Stevie J was really doing the most at a time. You know what I'm saying? We really had Mimi hanging from shower rods. Shit was real at one point. Okay. So I just kind of feel like if we don't have a conversation to have, like if there's nothing more that can be discussed, I don't need to watch people fighting just the sake of watching people fight. I'm just not in that space. But you know, like I said, I'll do a watch along for my members. I sure will. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, girl, ain't nobody reviewing that for free. That handshake looked tense. Okay, Monty, you said it when you asked how Jocelyn Cabaret was going to traumatize me to date is up. That's what I'm not doing that no more either. I see she got another season. When I tell y'all I have like I need to just go ahead and end my subscription. That's what I'm glad somebody said something about going end my subscription with Zeus. Because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that no more. Back to Love Match Atlanta, girl. Okay, because that's what we at with it. All right. I don't like Joseph orchestrating photo shoots for women with his regress mentality and his lack of self-control. Women don't feel safe in your hands to me when it comes to their image and how they see themselves. Okay, and that's that on that. So the duo discussed Kelly not staying in Atlanta because of her man. Y'all, this episode, Kelly's man proposed to her when they announced their love school, their love university at the end of the episode, y'all. And Tana pulls him to the side and is like, listen, are you going to get a house here? Like something, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I missed it, but to me, it seemed like him deciding to propose to Kelly made it so that Kelly did not choose her work over him. I think if he had stayed in the space that they were in, which is very funny to me, sir. It's very funny to me that last minute you decided you were not going to move to Atlanta and you were going to stay in Detroit. And then when this lady told you that she was not going to give up her business, I think you didn't know whether she was going to choose you or choose your business. Or choose her business. The truth of the matter is she was talking to Tana before you proposed, like she was already going to choose you over her business. And then you show up and propose to her. And then she says, well, I absolutely now have to prioritize my relationship over my business, basically. And it made me upset, honestly. I thought it was the biggest thing about the whole episode to me. The biggest thing about the whole episode was that part. Bump everything else. I'm not even going to talk about nothing else except for this Joseph and Paris situation. But I was like, it feels to me like that man just put you in a position to make you feel like if you don't choose him over your business, then you don't really want love. And I don't like that because I feel like he's asking you to do more than he's willing to do. I feel like he's asking you to give up a part of yourself to be with him. And I think that you'll lie. You'll go along with it. You'll marry him. You'll probably move to Detroit. Maybe not. But I feel like, and didn't he blame staying in Detroit on his daughter since you knew you had a daughter? Why do people act like you can't share both or have both at the same time? I don't know. You know why? Because men want women to make them their job. That's why. Because if women have a career or a job, they know at some point they're going to have to sit back seat to that in order for it to be prosperous. The same way they ask for women to take a back seat to their situations, their careers, their business, so it can be prosperous. And the way they fuck a woman over is by telling her that he's doing it for her. But in essence, any man that doesn't want to be living under the fucking bridge is going to Find a way to take care of himself. And then he's going to use that to guilt a woman into making sacrifices for him because he can take care of himself and her. Now you have two grown ass people that I feel like really should be able to manage a long-term relationship and should be able to do it just fine. But him proposing to her once it was understood that a decision was going to have to be made, it made me feel like he was basically manipulating her with the proposal. And I didn't like it. And I also didn't like that she felt, I feel like they all, Kimmy, all of them feel like when they get to a certain age, if they don't have a man, there's this, oh my God, I'm going to die alone thing. Even if their whole life they felt like that was bullshit. There's a moment in time that they feel like I've gotten older. I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. If I don't hold on or find a way to keep this man, if I don't give something up to keep this man, then I'm going to be alone. And I watch these women and I have a lot of respect for any businesswoman, any grown Black woman that has taken care of herself and her children. I have all respect, but I just want to say I pray every day that I never feel so insecure about myself that I am willing to forget how valuable I am and acquiesce to someone else's bullshit just so I can feel like somebody loves me and that I am deserving. I really, really hope that when I get 50, 60 years old, that I never go through the feeling of feeling like I need to choose between what is for me and my person. I hope that never happens. I pray about that because like that's sad to me to get to a certain age in life. And to me, I normally, and I know I shouldn't, but I equate age with gaining wisdom or knowledge of self. Right? Having a better understanding of yourself. So if a woman builds wealth, regains all of her things after, a marriage has ended, with her baby father, you've rebuilt yourself and you have prospered and made something huge with it that can still grow. But you also want love and you want sex and you want passion and you want affection. And a man knows that. And instead of this man stepping up to where you are, he's asking you to step down to where he is. But because he's giving you a ring in this society, it's going to make you feel like that's the better choice. There's no better word for it than acquiesce because it literally means to like give up to somebody, to like choose, to like give over your power, to give up to someone. And I feel like that's the perfect word for what women do a lot of the times, like this lump in your throat, this quieting of yourself. I know I didn't do commit or quit this week. Nobody asked me about it, but I'm going to do it next week. And I'm going to do a 2-for-1 next week because it's the last episode. And I just had too much shit to get out that I wanted to get out before that. But yeah, it's going on that show. Like, I feel like that older lady on the show that held that man down while he was in prison all those years. And because she divorced him when he went to jail the second time, he has the nerve to tell her now that he doesn't want to marry her because she didn't hold him down for his second bit. Like he did 5 years first, and then he came out. She said, if you go back to jail, I'm not staying in another time. I'm not wasting no more of my life. He decided to send his ass. He got, you sent your own ass back to jail, basically. Okay. And then that lady filed for divorce and moved on. They eventually found their way back to each other now that he's out of prison now, but he doesn't want to marry her. And I feel like there's a part of her that feels like, well, you need to just go ahead and move on. But I also see her quieting herself. And it always feels like a lump in the throat to me whenever I see women doing this thing, this diminishing, this quieting, this shrinking, all for a man that when you look at y'all, you can tell that you are playing some sort of parental figure to somebody that can barely take care of themselves. Or you can tell that you're a woman that if fully believed in, fully supported, fully sees the whole thing about herself and has a dream and believes she can accomplish it and decides she's going to do that. The bigness of that for me. I see so many women that I see them as big as they are, but they don't see themselves that way. Shit, I don't see myself that way sometimes. But because of that, they allow men who in fact are lesser in some capacity. They allow those men to make them feel small. And I find it sad. I find it sad. And I see it all the time. And now that I see it all the time, like I feel like I can clock it when it's happening. And I feel like with Kelly, this situation with that man, Chris, as much as you feel love, she's happy as she's ever been. That just didn't feel good to me. And I don't care what anybody says. It never feels good when I see a woman that has a dream for herself and a man that she loves who is in some way not fully supporting her in what she wants to do. And in doing so, you know what I'm saying? Like that sometimes feels like very sad to me because I feel like there are so many women that would have been extraordinary in so many different fields. But because society told them as a woman, you need to be a wife and a mother first, they will put all of their dreams and aspirations and what they can give to themselves in the world on the back burner so that they can be somebody's mama and somebody's wife. And as my girl from from Loving Basketball said, so a man can know his wife is at home cooking his food and ironing his drawers. It's literally so he can have that in his mind because he needs to feel that somebody is at home waiting on him in order for him to feel valuable. That shit is weird. I'm gonna tell you niggas that y'all need to get that together. That's a lack of self-esteem on your part, men. For you to feel like in order for your woman to be a full value to you, she needs to be sitting at home waiting on you, or she needs to be giving something up in order to make space for you, even though you're not exactly moving anything around for her. So that shit triggered me, honestly. And it made me sad for Tana because I feel like, you know, Tana's husband is supporting what they're doing. When she wanted to move, they moved, from what I understand. And she was just asking, you know, are y'all going to get a house here? Honestly, I feel like Kelly and her man can get married, and if they can still manage this, you know, traveling back and forth, which I think adult people should be able to accomplish, honestly, because I know a lot of grown ass people who live by coastal and work here, and here. And you know, shit, shout out to my oldest sister, bro, because my oldest sister lives a life like where she is always on the go, traveling. When I hit her up, oh, I'm going here, and then I'm back for 2 weeks and I'm going here. So she's always like traveling for work. And I feel like she has the best fucking life. Like, I feel like she has the best fucking life, man. Like, her life is amazing. And I feel like it's because she doesn't have anybody stopping her from doing everything and anything that she wants to do. Now, while I have a husband and have always required a partner with things, like I've always been relationship oriented, I have always felt like nobody is getting between me and me. And me has always been what I saw for myself as far as career, as far as what I was, you know, if me and Lyric had a conversation years ago, nigga, if I'm moving, we're moving. That has always been the agreement. Okay. And of course, that would be a conversation, you know, where it has to work for both of us in order for us to do it. But ain't nobody passing up on big opportunities so you can feel like a man that you didn't move for your woman. Because sometimes I feel like it's a level of that you don't want to move, not because you can't move, but because you don't want to move for her because you're the man and you're not supposed to be moving for your wife or for your woman's job or her career. That's stupid. That's stupid. We're going to go where this money resides is what we're going to do. Okay, that's the page we're on. Okay, shit, we both have jobs that you can basically do anywhere. So, child, I told him, I said, you need to be figuring out, you know, if they can transfer you somewhere in California. Child, we need to be a hop, skip, and a jump to a country that don't have all these issues. Okay, and I feel like if you live in California, that's a hop, skip, and a jump to a country that don't have all these issues. Okay. And this is me, Julie. This is me. If you really love someone, you'll support them in their dreams, not try to impede them because you want them to reach their maximum potential. Yes. Yes, Julie. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like two people should be singular and they should come together for a greater goal, but they should both be allowed to grow to the maximum capacity in whatever their respective dream and aspiration is. If y'all aspirations can't grow together, then that probably means y'all shouldn't be together. But I don't think it means that God set out for women to give up all of their dreams and aspirations so a nigga could feel like he a big guy getting you pregnant and having you staying at home all day. Which is going to bring us to our conversation in Real Housewives of Atlanta. But we're going to hit up Dubai real quick, right fast, okay? But first, let me get into this tea with Joseph and Paris. So 3 months later, after the episode aired, Joseph and Paris were not back together. And he is in the confessional saying it was an amicable breakup. He's lying, okay? She basically said he wanted to push her out of the business because she didn't want to reconcile with him. And so they still aren't together because of that. And she also talked about throughout the episode how she brought in so much. It sounds like she brought in the numbers. She brought in the marketing. She brought in the analytics. She brought in the thinking part to Joseph's I'm just going to do part. Okay. And I think both of those personalities can be great in business, but only if Joseph fully values Paris for what she brings to the table. And he doesn't. He doesn't value anybody for who they truly are. If you pay attention, he loves to diminish people and only play them up when he wants to use them. And every other time, he's telling you how your little piece of paper don't mean something, but then asking you to help him by using y'all little piece of paper that y'all didn't got from y'all, y'all licensing to do this matchmaking service. They have licensing for it. And Ming. Can I talk about Ming right quick? Ming saying that she just wouldn't be out here training her competition. It's called making yourself a boss. It's called I don't want to work as much. So what I'm going to do is train other people, and then I'm going to get money off of these other people while simultaneously still doing what I'm doing. And I can bring these people on as a part of my business and continue to make money off of teaching them if they're good enough, and put myself in a position as an owner, as a boss. How is that not smarter, Ming? You think you're so smart, Ming, and you sometimes say the dumbest shit, like not understanding Shay's approach to marketing to middle class Atlanta people who can't afford your $500,000 or $50,000, whatever the fuck your shit is package that you out here selling these people that probably ain't even really worth it. Okay? Shay is out here at least offering them something that they can afford. Okay? So the fact that you're going to act like you didn't understand that, you just seem to, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can be that good in business and not understand either one of their viewpoints. Like, I don't understand how you don't understand Duo's viewpoint. I don't understand how you don't understand Shay's viewpoint. Girl, it's given elitist, but for no reason. Because the man that you probably feel provides you with that elitism, because being married to a rich white man and then making your own money probably makes you feel like you're the shit. But I just want to let you know that the way you present yourself gives pump fake. It gives phony, fugazi, okay? It gives I'm perpetrating. It gives I wish I was as knowledgeable, intelligent, and classy as I pretend to be. And honestly, if you were as intelligent and as worldly and well-versed as you claim to be, then you wouldn't know the difference between a sconce and a scone. You would know the value of people marketing a niche audience. Like, girl, I guess. But I just didn't like any of that. I didn't like any of that at all. But so, yeah. I did not know that Paris had kids. Did y'all hear that Paris said she gonna do whatever she got to do to take care of her kids? Shay said she always felt like Paris was an opportunist. Paris said, and is, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to make sure I'm good and my kids good. But I am the one that invested money into Joseph's business. And I didn't get anything in return. And now he didn't push me out the business. So now I have nothing. So I just want Joseph to know that if you think the fact that y'all got engaged now means something, to me, it means you bullied that lady. Okay? You bullied that lady by withholding what she has worked for. Okay? against her. You were holding it over her head, telling her that if she didn't come back to you, she wasn't going to be back in the business. I think that's what it was giving. And so now she's decided to be as opportunistic as she can and get that ring out of you. Wait till she get married for you for a few years, solidify herself in your business and as your wife, maybe have a baby for you. And then she can take you for half of your shit and half of the business. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like she's going to be your karma, whether you like it or not. Paris is giving karma. Whether you like it or not, Joseph, whether you like it or not. Let me tell you guys what they said. Family, looks like RBL app has done it again. Paris said yes. Months ago, as we were forced to keep our engagement a secret, we are getting married September 4th. Girl, not Beyonce. Isn't that Beyonce? And Jay-Z's? No. They got married 444, right? No. Something is 4. I thought that September 4th was Beyonce. I don't know. Anyway, they're getting married September 4th. We were okay with making good TV, but we were not okay with lies, emasculating, false narratives, and the degradation of what we have built for our people to find real love. Boy, stop. We had great hopes for what could be, but not all opportunities pan out to be the best opportunity. Meaning you made, that is Beyonce did. That's what I thought. Beyonce's birthday. Y'all acting a fool on that damn show. You acted a fool, showed your ass. But the whole season you were showing us how small of a man you were, Joseph. That was you. But I do understand that production was fugazi to say the least. But so were you. Okay, but let's continue on. There are so many things we can say in regards to what was done and said, but we have decided to let God and the universe take care of that. With that being said, a couple of weeks ago, we made the decision together to resign from the show and get back to real life, real people in our real Black love movement. We want to say thank you to all our supporters. We have some exciting things coming. It's only the beginning. I want to officially call her Mrs. Dixon. Okay, and that's cute. That's real cute, girl. But it's still giving what it gave. Like, it's still giving what it gave. That man just realized that you are more valuable than he wanted to give you credit for. That's what it is to me. And I think that he realized that. I also feel like he found her valuable as a woman, as someone to hold on his arm. And I think he thought he was going to bully her into changing her mind about how she felt. And I think eventually he did. Now he has, the ring because she didn't want to be losing out on that money she invested in the business. So I think she went back to him so that she could make sure that she reaped the benefits of everything she put in. And if that's what she want to do, girl, I ain't mad at you. Live your life. But what I'm going to say is I think a lot of people do not know the price that they pay when they decide to be with a man who essentially is no good for them, i.e. Carisha. Okay. Don't believe everything you see. Him and I were dating from March to May, and I found out his wife lives with him. He stole my white Hennessy, not her white Hennessy. Did you? Okay. I'm confused. Can you tell us what exactly happened? She said, I went out on date number 2. Tell me what you about Roseboro. It didn't work out. Okay. No, he didn't tell me. I found out through my own investigation. His ex-wife lives with him. Okay, so she found out about the ex-wife. Right. Okay. Kelly Fisher, wow, thank you to everyone who has been showing their support for our engagement. Chris and I have been overwhelmed with the outpouring of love since the season finale of Love Match Atlanta aired on Sunday night. For those who know us, you know that our love is totally a dream come true and an answer to prayer and patience. A dream come true. I guess I'm gonna leave it alone because if I didn't have a nigga myself, y'all would think I was bitter. But I just, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't trying to hate on nobody's love, but it's just, I don't know. I guess like when people try so hard to promote something to me, I pay attention to that. I pay attention to the fact that I feel like you're trying to showcase something to me instead of letting something be what it is. But anyway, for every person who is down or feeling defeated in the area of love, hang in there. Stay hopeful. Clear any negativity. Celebrate and learn from others and do what's necessary to be ready when love comes. Thank you for celebrating us. We're so happy. Chris, wife to be. Girl, did you really? Oh, girl. Let me turn my light on. Wait a minute, girl. Not Chris's wife to be. Not Chris's wife to be, Kelly. 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 I gotta change it. Wait a minute. Kelly, girl, what? I'm all right. I'm gonna let it go. I mean, listen. I in fact am Mrs. Lyric Great. You're right. You are right about that. You are absolutely right. But I don't know if I have ever called myself just Lyric Wife. Girl, I don't know if I ever did that. I don't know. I don't know if I ever did that. But that's what it's given. That's what it's given. Identity gone. Identity gone. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. So sad. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to Dubai, shall we? Before we move on to Dubai, can y'all please tell the YouTube streets that y'all with me? Don't be my victim. Shout out to Frida. Okay. I ain't gonna call the lady thirsty. I'm not gonna call the lady a pick me. None of that. I'm gonna just say that I often feel like women just, we fall down, but we get up. Like, I don't know what else to say. I want motherfuckers to be in love. I do. I love love. I like people being in relationships. I like people feeling supported. Like, girl, I like my man too. I like my man too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I guess because the one thing I figured out is that losing yourself in relationships is not healthy, no matter what. No matter what y'all are talking about. And Kelly feels like she is willingly ready to lose herself in a relationship for fear that she would not be able to find her someone to love her in the manner in which she feels she deserves and she wants. So I am going to let that lady be happy if that's what she wants. But to me, it showed me a woman acquiring and building wealth in a business and deciding that she wanted to put a man before that because that man gave her a shiny little gold band that society tells her she needs in order for her to be fully validated, not only as a woman, but in the business that she's in. So she'll still matchmake. I just don't know if they'll be doing it to the level that they could have done it as a duo in Atlanta. But like I said, I want that lady to be happy. So if she like it, I love it. Real Housewives of Dubai, and we're into it. Caroline Stansberry goes to see her new home that's being built in a very prestigious neighborhood in Dubai. She said the Prince of Dubai lives there along with other rich folks and celebrities. It's not easy to live in that neighborhood, okay? Her and Sergio get into this conversation about a baby's room. And this is basically the situation. Girl, Carolyn Stansberry is 45, 46 years old, so she says. She's done so much work to herself, I can't fucking tell. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no disrespect, but when my mama was your age, she still looked like she was in her 30s and her face didn't require anything. So when I see 40-something-year-old women stretching themselves hither to look like they're in their 20s, as if that's possible, sometimes I just be like, sis, it just required like Cynthia Bailey's boop, 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 and that's it. Like, it didn't require more than that. Like, some of y'all do need y'all little boop, boop, because y'all wrinkle, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And I don't begrudge you feeling good about yourself if it means, getting a little boop, boop, boop back together. You know what I'm saying? I know. That's what I said. That's why I said I ain't trying to fuck over nobody. But I do understand as it pertains to you not having the melanin in the skin. I get it. That's why I said a little boop, boop, boop ain't never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? But y'all be out here stretching y'all faces far and wide to look as if you're younger. And it's not going to happen. Like you're never going to look like you're in your 20s again. It's impossible. And I just want everybody to stop it. Like I'm never going to look like I did in my 20s. Like I still look good. You know what I'm saying? But girl, no, 18, 19, 20-year-old Brittany looked very much different, you know, a little bit than 34. And I'm good with that because this 34 is good, girl. This 34 is in good shape. Okay. This 34-year-old gets all she can get out here. So I'm not Carolyn Stansberry age or nothing like that. But I was just kind of like, that lady is too fucking old and stretching her face all out of place. Do you really think she gonna be able to stretch her vagina out of place to have a baby for you, Sergio? Wake the fuck up, good sir. This is what happens when you marry your sugar mama. Okay, your sugar mama can't have no baby for you. Your sugar mama can pay for a surrogate. His dumb ass sitting up there talking about, from what I understand, I've done a lot of research on this. What did he say? Genetically, it wouldn't be biologically his. Yes, it would, sir. Surrogates are people who hold your wife's egg and your sperm in her womb. That's what surrogates can do. And honestly, they just made it legal in Dubai for women to do that with men who aren't their husbands. And y'all know she's not legally married to him in that country, but they are married in another country. And then they're having another wedding for his parents. And he's talking about how his parents need to be grandparents. And I'm just kind of like, you got with a 45-year-old woman so she could pay for your lifestyle for you to turn around and say that your parents need grandchildren? Then you should have married a pretty young thing that's your, you know, complexion and your hair hue and that. Like, that's what you should have done. Do you have the expectation that you're going to outlive Caroline Stansberry so you can inherit her money? Because that's not going to happen, Sergio. This is only going to end in one or two ways. Death or divorce. That's the only two ways it's gonna end. And I honestly feel like, you know, it may be you before it's her. Because a lot of times these women, no matter how old they are, will outlive your ass. But I just kind of feel like, I don't know what kind of la la land y'all are over there living in, but the fact that y'all never had any of these conversations about the fact that she is not physically able to provide you with a child. Like, I don't even understand what the fuck y'all doing over there. I don't even know what y'all doing over there. That's some crazy stuff for you to marry a whole man, go out of the country, do all kind of illegalities in Dubai for you to be with this man, for him to not understand that you at 45 years old cannot physically have a baby for him. Oh yeah, it's giving me a life crisis. But I'm gonna tell you this: I don't like Caroline Stansberry. She kept calling that man a wife and calling him a woman. Like, I didn't like that. Whenever you try to use who you are as a woman in order to down your man, like, bitch, you so stupid and backwards and weird. First of all, you're a woman and you're in a power position. Why are you calling him a woman to point out how he's amicable or weak in some respect? Why are you doing that? Does that give you like some type of good feeling that you can run this little young boy because he wants to be there because you got the ends? Child, held the Queen of England in 98. Her husband looked half dead way before he passed away. Sergio ain't gonna outlive that lady. Okay, I told y'all that. All right, moving on from there. Brooks goes to see her salon spa location that she's planning on opening, and it will be like a hub for all of the women, not just the Afghani women, but I'm sorry, not Afghani, y'all, Arabian. Is it, can I say Arabian or is it Arab? Because I feel like it should be Arabian, not Arab. I feel like Arab is what the ignorant black people said when the Arabian people came to the country and started to set up in all of the brothers in the corner stores. But I don't want to be offensive to anybody. But either way, it doesn't have space for black women with black skin tone and black hair texture. So she wants to create a salon that can be a spa and pub for all of that. I don't want to say Middle Eastern. What is and I don't, because I normally say Middle Eastern, but I don't like that neither. In Dubai, what we calling the Dubai people? Dubaiians? What we calling Dubai? Okay, Sarah calls herself an Emirati. Oh, I like that. I like that. I'm gonna call him an Emirati. And that's Arabian is right. Okay. Okay. Because y'all know Disney movies can be wrong too. Arabian Nights, like Arabian Days. Emirates. Okay. Arab, black people pronounce Arabs wrong. I know, and they have a negative connotation to it. That's why I was saying, even though y'all know what keep playing in my mind. Y'all remember the episode of Dave Chappelle when they, ask a black person and they was like, "What's a Lucy?" And he was like, "Oh man, yeah, that's a Luceret. You go down to the Arab." It's just like, oh my god, Arabian means from Saudi Arabia. Okay, um. And okay, got you. Disney can be very disrespectful, but they try to. That's why I was like, is it Arabian? Okay, so Emirates. Am I saying that? Emirates or Emirati? I'm gonna say Emirati. I like that shit. I like how they say that. Emirati. All right. So the Emirati hood. Okay, so that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be, the Emirati hood. Okay. So yeah, right. Getting Arab money. Like they really like fucked us up with that. Disney took the song off Aladdin. They took that song off. Why? That's one of my faraway places. Your shadows grow. Oh, bruh. Man, fuck y'all for being politically incorrect back then and getting that shit all in our mind. And now y'all want to change it up now? Go to hell. Anyway. Okay, Emirati is the people of the Emirates, is the place. Okay, so Emirati is not the people that live in Dubai. What are we saying? Either way, y'all, we ain't about to go through all of this. Bondi, you were respectful for asking Arab. So like it is. I mean, down to the corner store where the Arabs be for the Lucy, for the cigarette. Like, what? What? I know, right? Like y'all could erase that shit all y'all want to. How many of us still have DVDs from Aladdin? Like, nigga, you can't rewrite my DVD. Okay, that shit on YouTube right now. Okay, like the song too, but it's different. Damn, that's fucked up. That's how. Ooh, Lord, it was damn sure on the Will Smith version. Devin. That shit was recent. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. We didn't got off kilter with this shit. Let's go back. So Brooke is opening it to cater to all women, which I really, really appreciate about Brooks. I appreciate Brooks being so successful, but Brooks is nasty. Like she gets too much enjoyment out of people not liking Ayan, and I don't know why. Like it's just weird to me. The more I watch Ayan, the more I like her. Anyway, Nina goes to see her husband at work, and they discuss her husband's partner, Bian. Okay, is it Bian or Bijan? I think it's Bian. Okay, but either way, or is it Bijan? Child, either way, homeboy birthday coming up. And he's basically like a wife, a second wife to her husband, which had me looking at both of them like, but then I saw him and I was like, yeah, nah, I don't think her husband's trying to fuck him. I'ma pray that behind is not somebody that her husband with his beautiful hair is trying to fuck. But either way, they plan expensive ass birthday parties for him every year. Okay. Girl, call them in Dubai, girls, and move on. All right, Kendra, I didn't already moved on, girl. You late. But yes, okay. So they have a party coming up. But when they was talking about buying her a new car, did y'all hear when they were talking about the license plates that they were getting? They pay millions of dollars for their license plates because apparently the less amount of numbers your license plates have, the more rich you seem. And they were talking about paying $33 million for a fucking license plate. I'm sorry, y'all. That's real cultural. That's a real cultural difference. When I tell you, you will not get me to give a fuck about a license plate. I don't care where I'm living. You will literally not get me to give a fuck about a license plate. I'm too old for that now. Maybe if I was born in Dubai, I would feel that way. But at 34, growing up in America, I would never in my fucking mind care about a license plate. Nigga, what's the cheapest license plate? Give me the cheapest license plate. You really looking at the back of my car like that? Girl, it's just something to do. I guess just like having an expensive car shows people you have money, having a license plate with the least amount of numbers shows you have money too. And it's all about looking as rich as you possibly can, especially amongst people that can't pump fake if they not rich. You know what I'm saying? Dubai is not a place that you can pretend to be rich. Therefore, they can make big deals out of dumb shit. Okay. No. She said $33 million. She said USD. She specifically said not they money, in American money, $33 million for a license plate. She said in US dollars, y'all. I said, girl, go to hell. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Lisa is working at home and her kids are in her office, making it very difficult for her to work. So they played this up like Lisa's husband basically didn't respect her work. And then when the scene happened, it was made to seem as if, yeah, he's very, very busy, but he respects her and what she's doing. So he gave her the okay to sign off because he's the CFO of her business, because he financially funded her business. But now she makes 8 figures a year. Okay. She said last year she made 8 figures. Her business makes a lot of money and she wants him to value her the way he values his other financial client. But I'm like, you made 8 figures. Y'all know his other companies probably make close to what, 11 figures, and they're talking about $33 million for a motherfucking license plate. The businesses are making way more than 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 dollars a year, because that's 8 figures. So if you're making less than $100 million a year and he's still not like paying attention to you like that, is because his other businesses are making way more than that. Honestly, I feel like if she's making all of that money, she needs to buy him out and find another CFO, because that's going to create an issue in her marriage. Let me tell y'all something. They may have played that scene like it wasn't a big deal, but I paid attention to what her children said. I paid attention to her children telling her that daddy's job was more important than hers because Marrero doesn't make as much money as daddy makes. Her children said that to her, that her business wasn't as valuable. They could be in there annoying the shit out of her because her business wasn't bringing in as much money as daddy's business. Your children are too fucking young to create that on their own. So that means they heard your husband say that. So to me, all of her husband looking at his phone, answering phone calls, answering text messages, not giving her his undivided attention, making her feel less than, telling her that she can't make decisions without him, all for him to turn around and tell her he believes in her and she should do whatever he wants to do, all manipulative, all intentional, all made to make her feel like she needs to depend on him in order to make things happen. And he's being gracious by still like supporting her business. So I'm going to give you a hard time so you realize how valuable I am, because I don't want you to ever forget, now that you're making this amount of money, I don't want you to ever think that you can do this shit without me. So I want you to know that you got to ask me for permission before you do something. And I also want you to know that your business isn't a top priority to me because I make so much money that I don't even have time to deal with this. I'm sorry, Devin. Did I not say it was in the millions? Was this a drunk moment? Did I say thousands? I thought I said 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 million when he said the 8 figures. I thought that's what I said. Did I say thousands? I can't remember. I thought I said millions, but yeah. Yeah, it was drunk. So I said thousand. Oh, okay, I thought I said million. Sorry. I meant to say million. I thought I said 20, 30, 40, 50 million. 20, because I thought I said eight figures was a million. I thought I said eight figures was in the millions. I thought I said that. Okay, I said thousands on accident. Okay, gotcha. I want to be clear that I know that eight figures are millions of dollars because I thought that's what I said because I was counting them in my head. Okay, I meant to say millions. Okay, my bad. Yeah, we knew what you meant. Okay, because I thought I had said, that means his other companies are making hundreds of thousands of millions. The license plate is affordable house, car, pet license. Girl, what? Spot on. It doesn't matter if it's millions because he is bringing in close to $500 million. Yeah, and that's my point. That's my point. That her millions. I'm sorry, but you making eight figures ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I feel like he's okay, good. I just want y'all to know that I didn't think eight figures meant thousands. Because that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. It's been a tough day. Please bear with me. Unfortunately, he probably gave that business to her to shut her up because she was probably complaining that she was bored. Yep. Which means that the support was fugazi. The support was fake. So even though they tried to play that moment off, I'm still looking at Lisa's husband like I don't know if that relationship is as supportive as they're making it out to seem. But to me, I feel like all of the looking on your phone, answering phone calls, I can't pay 100% attention to you, all felt intentional, manipulative, much like Diddy's BET honor speech. I'm sorry, y'all. We'll talk about that on the BondyBlue show later. I might try to get that done tomorrow, hopefully, but I have to go and get my hair done, girl. And I have a meeting at 2:00, so I don't know, but I'm gonna try to do a late BondyBlue show for sure, so we can talk about the BET Awards. Where, girl, Diddy's entire BET Awards speech was manipulative from beginning to end. Like all of it was intentional. Everything he said was meant to affect the person or affect the collective in a certain way. And it wasn't like outright. It wasn't genuine. It wasn't 100. Like, no, it wasn't keeping it a buck. It wasn't being real. It was fake as fuck, which is why his kids weren't thanked. Probably punishing them for something as well. Anybody that wasn't mentioned, even though he said it's not because no. Everybody that wasn't mentioned was not mentioned on purpose. Everybody that was mentioned, especially everybody that was mentioned intentionally to provoke a feeling from the audience and from the people who he was trying to affect, i.e. Cassie, i.e. mentally making sure that Miami feels the need to strive to prove that she loves him, i.e. standing in the crowd with your evening gown on, holding a fucking sign like a fan. Thank you, Lauderdale, for the cash app. That was all intentional. You too? I was like, is that Shine? What the fuck is Shine doing here? Shine forgiving him means that Shine thought that being on that stage had a greater value to him than his beef with Diddy. If I know what I feel like I know about Shine, to me, he probably felt like it is more my benefit to perform than not. So I'm gonna do it. That's the only thing I could think of. So we gonna tap on this real quick because I just want to get it off. Y'all, I know y'all think that Young Miami is fully aware and all of that, but I remember what it was like to be a young woman. And you can think you're in control, but a nigga that's been manipulating and controlling the world for 30 years is smarter than you at 28. He is. He is. So there's no way that the narrative of, oh, she's trolling, she just playing, she know it ain't all of that. Girl, I'm a grown-ass woman. And ain't no grown-ass woman standing at the BET Awards in her beautiful gown, holding up a motherfucking sign for a nigga. Unless he got your head gone and you trying to prove something to him by the way you going off. Y'all, Diddy is a master manipulator. Diddy has been manipulating the world for years. I didn't need to see anything else but that live of him talking to Carisha. I didn't need to see anything else. And you can't tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. I am tired of saying that I could be wrong when I know good and goddamn well what the fuck I'm looking at. And I ain't finna argue with you about it. I'll wait. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, because I don't have no problem with being wrong. But I'm telling y'all what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is somebody faking like they ain't really in it. But you in it. And you in it because in casual conversation, that man is able to make you feel like you ain't doing enough to make him happy. So you better do what he needs you to do, or ignore the way he's disrespecting you in conversation. When that man made her feel like he was disrespecting her on that live, he was talking to her crazy. He wasn't paying attention to her. He was bigging himself up. He wasn't even paying her no fucking mind, which is disrespectful to be sitting there on video chat with somebody and talking to everybody but them. That girl asked you what's going on, what you doing, because she's trying to get you to pay attention to her. Y'all, I know, because I was a young woman and I remember being in moments like this. So she said, hey, what's going on? What you doing? What's going on over there? And he says, why are you talking to me like that? Why are you talking to me like that? You know what I'm saying? You asking a question. This ain't no interview. Talk to me like normal. He's trying to control even the way she talks to him. Y'all, that is long game grooming and manipulation in doses. Little bit. Big you up, put it back a little bit. Do your interview, make you feel real important and real special. Watch you argue with another bitch over me. Key. And then you stand up in the BT Awards with a sign talking about how much you love me and how much I'm your dude. And I'm going to get up here on this stage and I'm going to thank Cassie. Because Cassie left me. And so I need to feel like I can still control Cassie. So I'm going to try to pull on her heartstrings and show her the reverence and validation that I didn't show her the entire time we were together. And I'm going to do the same thing for my dead baby mama, while simultaneously getting everybody to feel sorry for me, but not even referencing my children who are going through the same loss. I saw the way Diddy's son was looking up at him, smiling, almost looking for his daddy to recognize him. Y'all, I see way too much when I look at people, and I know that. So people don't see it and they think I'm making something up. But I'm telling y'all right now, that man specifically didn't mention the children on purpose, and he damn sure did not say thank you to Young Miami for reinvigorating his career. Because he done been all over the place with that single and everywhere else since their relationship and since they were on the podcast. So yeah, we can act like it's fake and it's all about money and all of that. We can do that. We can act like it's fake and it's all about money. Okay. But at the end of the day, the only person that looked stupid at the BET Awards between Diddy and Carisha was Carisha. So if you think that was a smart move to make as a woman who been calling herself a city girl, my old ass gonna just sit and watch. Thank you, Summer, for the super chat, girl. It's all right. I'm slow walking today because it took me a minute to get here. Okay, it took me a minute to get here. Okay, thank you, Von. Is it Vonday? Thank you for the super sticker, love. Y'all, the whole time we was watching it, I was like, this nigga is manipulating the fuck out of everybody with this speech. Everybody. And you know how I know he was being manipulative? Because he was sexy as fuck. He was standing up there with the grill in the mouth and the loose fitted, long sleeve shirt and the pants, and the chest was real nice, and he's giving solid and he's all excited and all of this shit. And he's giving y'all a period and all of that. And I was just like, yeah, all of that, nigga. All of that. All of that. But you talking to people and you're not talking to people intentionally. You didn't mention her because you want her to feel like she needs to work harder. You want her to work harder for it. That's why she even felt the need to have that sign in the air. Y'all, who the fuck else has signs at the BET Awards? At the most, do you know what Beyonce has done to support her man? This is the most Beyonce has done to support Jay-Z in that type of respect. Except for getting on stage and thanking her husband, it's The Rock. That's it. That's it. That lady would never stand in a crowd and hold up a sign saying, Jay-Z, I love you, Beyonce. Never. Never. Do you know why? Because that would lower how she sees herself and how other people view her if they thought she was that much of a fan. Now, she gonna tell you she a fan of her man music because she gonna know his music verbatim. But she ain't gonna never get up there and hold up no motherfucking sign at the BET Awards in her beautiful evening gown to prove that she loves a nigga. Listen to me when I tell y'all this. Diddy is Hugh Hefner in chocolate. Diddy is Hugh Hefner in chocolate. Hear me. He's siphoning energy to stay young and to stay relevant. And he's always done it. And he probably will do it as long as he can. And a young woman that's claiming to be all about herself and her paper ain't gonna let a nigga play her out like that. Okay? But you know what? The only people who know that you playing yourself out that like that are the grown women. The grown women are looking at it like, young girl, you're gonna learn. Have fun though. Have fun. Enjoy it. But please don't end up like Cassie, spending years of your life locked in that nigga's house waiting on him to come back home. Because that's what he did to Kim. That's what he did to Cassie until Cassie decided to leave. And Carisha, as smart as you think you are, you're still looking for all of the love and validation like all of the other city girls out there that are pushing their pussy and their money in everybody's face to deflect from what they're missing inside. So please miss me with the she's trolling bullshit. I say the word, but we'll talk about it again. Child, I don't really know much about Carisha and her mama, but we can, Diddy documentary gonna be a must watch, girl. Ain't it though? Hell, not even Blue Ivy is holding up a sign for Jay-Z like Miami. Dad, stop. You're messing up my hair. Okay. And listen, you know what else is funny? JT. Thank you for the super chat equation. You were absolutely right. Diddy was basically love bombing everyone with his speech. It was terrible. It was terrible. It wasn't even just love bombing. It was also making people feel like shit with it and then manipulating them emotionally. Cassie probably wasn't watching the BET Awards, but as soon as her name was mentioned, somebody texted her, Cassie, you seen this shit? And now she has to go through the emotions or whatever, thinking about him and what they went through and all of that just because he mentioned her in that public forum. That shit was fucked up to me. People may think that shit was cute, but anybody that knows something about a manipulative ass nigga like Diddy knows that he did that shit so he could see if he still got some type of pull or some type of like glue into her heart. And he may, but I pray she don't let him know that. Summer, thank you for the super chat. I love this lilac purple thing you have going on. I love how you plan for us for real, for real. Oh, thank you, love. I appreciate you. I'm feeling like what you talking about, this lilac purple thing. What you mean? But yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. We got totally off topic. But I felt like I wanted to roll in. I've been wanting to talk to y'all all day and I couldn't get to y'all. You saw it was two of the locks. Styles P wasn't there, and I'm wondering why. But anyway, we'll talk about that on the Bondy Blue Show. But I do like to show love to those of y'all that show up to all of my reviews. Okay. Oh, y'all know what that is? Well, first of all, I think that's the light on the orchids. That's the light on the orchids. I'm not even doing that on purpose, but I plan for y'all because I make notes. Okay. Anyway, it was phony. It was phony as fuck. Anyway, y'all, Ayan and her husband go on this like little walk and get gelato, and they talk about their relationship, and we kind of get like a glue into Ayan's life. And Ayan says that she was promised to her cousin at a very young age, which wasn't a problem because her cousin was very hot. But she fell in love with her husband, Chris, and decided that she wanted to marry him and be with him. And they actually ran away together 2 weeks before her marriage to her cousin. And she told him she wanted him to marry her 4 times before he proposed. Okay. It is given we was made to be together. He paid $1,000 dowry for her as well. Now her family loves him, but it took them a minute because in her culture, you don't go and marry no white man. That's not what we do. Brooks talks to her son about him being bullied on the school bus. Her son seems fine, but she chose for him to go to public school and take the bus so that he could socialize with other kids. Y'all know how African Americans are. We value our groundedness and not allowing for other things to corrupt us. Like, I think that's one thing about Black people. They'll always feel like money corrupts. And I think that it's like it's a catch-22 type thing. So yes, money should not be your motivation for everything. At some point, you shouldn't be able to be bought. That, like, at some point, there is something you should be able to be like, I don't care how much money you about to give me. Fuck no. Okay. There should be a level of something you won't do for money, y'all. Okay. So if there is nothing that you won't do for a certain amount of money, you need to reassess your situation. Okay, because your values are a little skewed, and I don't blame you, but you need to figure that out because that's not healthy. It means that you will do things that don't make you happy and healthy on the inside so that you can have a certain amount of money. And so whenever I think Black people are trying to teach their children to not have that type of value system, I appreciate that, but I also feel like they can get caught up in it in a way that they don't allow their kids to experience the full extent of their wealth, out of constantly needing to keep them in some type of humble state while everybody else around them is being bred to not be humble. So I think it's a very precarious situation to be in. But when I promise you, if all the rest of the kids are not getting bused to school, I'm not busing my kid. I'm dropping you off my fucking self. You may not have a driver, but I'll make it so that I can drop you off to school every morning. You might get the bus back. You might have a driver pick you up on the way back. But I'm not going to make my child feel like they need to be the humble one in certain ways amongst their peers, when honestly I can just talk to you and teach you and show you with different life experiences how I want you and how I feel like you should handle things. But withholding from your children in order for them to learn that lesson, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it at this point. I don't got no kids, y'all, but we just pontificating. Am I reviewing College Hill? I don't know. Is it up yet? Because I don't know. The Locks and Styles P are cool now, and he said their contract wasn't so bad. Also, Diddy was behind the marketing off letting them go on Bad Boys so much y'all don't know. Okay. When I say what I said, the reason why I said that is because I know that Styles P is a part of the Locks, and the Locks performed at the award show. So when I saw 2 of the Locks and not the third member, but the third member is on VH1 currently, so we know where he is, I was wondering why he was not there. Aha. Okay, I just watched a documentary on Diddy. Styles P still has an issue with him because he gave them a hard time with letting them out of their contracts and stole their money. We all know he likes to steal from people. Styles P never comes because he is not on the Benjamins. He is never there. Okay. I understand what you guys are saying. Okay, but back to the other topics. All right. I agree there is so many ways to teach a child to be humble. If I bust my ass to have the money, I'm going to not let my child suffer or have less. That's the point of me making the money. It is. It is. That's exactly the point, girl. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's end it. Okay, so Carolyn Stansberry and Sarah meet up and talk about her relationship with Sergio. They're planning this wedding for his parents, and they're already, y'all know they already got married out the country. Sarah talks about failing in love, and her second husband not accepting her child. And just her feeling like she may not be able to get that type of love that she wants, but seeing Caroline and Sergio makes her feel like she is getting that. And it's like, girls, I mean, that she may be able to get that. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Sarah, don't compare yourself to Caroline Stansberry. Honestly, I feel like Sarah may be more sexually fluid than she's willing to admit on this show in Dubai. That's what I'll say, and I'll leave it at that. All I'm saying is I like Sarah's energy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Dubai just changed the laws, and now you can live with someone and have a baby with them without being married to them legally. Before last year, it was illegal. Sarah asked her about making up with Lisa, and she says eventually they will talk, but she doesn't have time for toxicity. Fast forward to Bijan's birthday party. She saged the place before they started. It wasn't sage, it was another herb, but I appreciate her for that because girl, okay, listen, Lyric, what did you do with the Palo Santo? Okay, he just moved it. Okay, give me the Palo Santo. Thank you so much. Where is it at? Okay, you're a joker. That's what the lighter says. Okay, Palo Santo. Palo Santo. Yeah, this is another energy cleansing essential, essentially. But they just smell really good and remind me of, I don't know, remind me of my grandmother's house back in the day. Like, my grandmother and them was on some witchy shit, but they felt like it was Catholicism. They didn't realize how witchy it was. That's why I tell y'all the mix between Catholicism and voodoo is very interesting, because I feel like you don't know what you're doing until you read about it. And then you find out that what you're doing is actually something that was practiced in voodoo, but you just didn't know it. Thank you, Summer. It's super cute watching Juvie want to work out with you and get your attention. We love seeing it. Thank you so much. She's a mess. There's a new challenge July 5th. And I will be doing that challenge, which is why I'm not going too hard on my body right now, because I'm about to do another challenge. But anyway, Bijan's birthday party, she's staging. The party is extravagant, beautiful, gold chairs, colors all over the place, food and alcohol galore. I'm starving right now. Carolyn Stansberry gets there and the energy changes, but she greets Ayan like everyone else, kissing her. Mwah, mwah. And Brooke says, wow, it's a lot going on. Brooke, you're starting to work on my nerves because I feel like you wanted there to be more confrontation. And because there wasn't confrontation, you were disappointed. Grow up. Caroline apologizes to Lisa for not showing up to her fashion show. Meanwhile, Ayan and Sergio are talking. Casual, nothing too deep. Sarah already told Lisa and Ayan about Stansberry staying away because of toxicity. So essentially, they've already had this conversation about Stansberry feeling like Lisa and Ayan, or really Ayan, is toxic. But to me, it was coming off like you feel like Lisa is toxic since you didn't have time to speak with her, meaning you didn't have time for toxicity. Okay. So while they're getting over their issue, it seems Ayan is talking to Sergio, and then Lisa says, oh, I think I may have forgot my phone in the bathroom. And this is when Ayan is like, oh, I'll go get it for you. I'll go get it. And when she said that, I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, because you would think someone who seems to be full of themselves would never like want to go and look in a bathroom and see if their friend phone is there, which makes me feel like I love Ayan even more because I love the way she loves Lisa and their relationship with one another. Like, it doesn't feel like a Brandy in Malaysia type of situation where you got like a friend bucking for the other one or something like that. It really does feel like they're their own women and just so happen to love each other in a real way and will go up for each other. And I appreciate that. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think I've ever even really seen that on any of these housewives shows that I've watched. So I have a real appreciation for Lisa and Ayan's relationship, and I hope that nothing happens to disrupt it because I like the way they feel genuinely down for each other. You know what I'm saying? So while they're getting over their issue, because Lisa and Stansberry have a conversation where she apologizes for not showing up to the fashion show. She said she wanted to be there for her. Lisa was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, I really did, but I just have a lot going on," and just making excuses. Either way, they get over it. Ayan gets up to go look for Lisa's phone, and that's when Stansberry felt like she had the room to start talking shit. So she turns to Sergio and says, "Oh, he's such a fucking woman because he likes everybody." She's laughing, but she's upset with him for speaking with Ayan and not giving her the cold shoulder. And she says, "My husband has become one of them." And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? You just made up with Lisa and you're calling her them? What the fuck is that? I just felt like that was so messy and fucked up. And that lets me know we can't resolve anything with Caroline Stansberry because Caroline Stansberry is fucking crazy. You gonna turn around and say my husband is becoming one of them and call him a woman? That's passive aggressive. That's disrespectful. That's controlling as fuck. And it's giving jealousy. It's giving jealousy. I really do feel like that. I think you saw Lisa looking beautiful next to your beautiful husband and saw that he looked way better sitting next to that other man's wife than he did sitting next to your ass. Okay? I also feel like she saw how brown Sergio looks when he's sitting next to two brown women. Who else felt that? Talking about you're one of them. What did Lisa have to do with it? Lisa wasn't even really talking to Sergio. But you went ahead and grouped her in there because secretly you're probably racist. You know that you shouldn't be. You know that's not politically correct. You know that's regressive. You know that's not highbrow, as you would say. Especially not in your sector, not in the social media sector. Maybe, in a forum or in a business or career or field that isn't predicated on the public. But something predicated on the public, you absolutely cannot be a racist white woman, especially not towards people of color living in Dubai, because they may not be black, but they're not white either. Just saying. Which is why she's even able to be famous out there to the level that she is. It's because she's a blonde white woman amongst all the brown-haired Emiratis. I said it right. I'm proud. It's giving racist. It showed her words and gestures. I don't like it. I don't like her. And I also don't like the way she feels the need to demean that man, calling him a woman. The fuck are you talking about? Like, just stupid. Just so stupid and regressive. You want to be a woman with your balls and all your money and shit, and then you want to call your man a woman because he's not an asshole? Like, it's conflicting. It's conflicting. But either way, Ayan takes the very I'ma just say she took a very grown woman approach and told Caroline, "I don't have an issue with you. I don't have a problem with you. If you want to be cool, you know what I'm saying? I want to get to know you better." And Sarah made me mad because Sarah was like, "Okay, so why don't we just fucking do it?" That annoyed me because then Brooke screams, and that means that they're no longer having any real conversation. Because Caroline, the look on Caroline's face didn't seem like she was about to be like, "Yeah, I want to be your friend too." Like, that didn't seem like what she was about to say to me. So I felt like what they did forced them to act like everything was cool, and everything, in fact, was not cool. Okay, so I didn't like that Lisa did that. I don't like that Brooks did that, but it is what it is. at this point. But to me, it made it seem like Ayan was way more open and receptive than Caroline Stansberry is, which to me proves that you really don't like them, either because they're black or because you find them beautiful and you're jealous of them because you have to go and do shit to your face for you to feel good. Mind you, those women don't have to do anything to their faces for them to look good. Like neither Ayan or Lisa is giving I've had work done to my face or my body for that matter. Okay. I love Lisa's comeback in the confessional. Child, let me see. Lisa says she's on her hit list. She was like, listen, I don't really give a fuck about the bitch, but you on my hit list. So okay. And then she lied. She lied and tried to act like that's not what she said. It's like, girl, that is absolutely what you said to Lisa. Because Ayan came back from the bathroom and Lisa told her everything that she said. And she was like, I'm tired of this bitch. Like, I'm tired of her. Lisa got up and walked away. So she wasn't even a part of this end of the conversation. I can't wait to see how it all plays out moving forward. But I'm definitely feeling Real Housewives of Dubai. It does have that racial tension, but because it's not American, it feels slightly different. You know what I'm saying? It gives a different dynamic. So I'm kind of here for it. Ayan always wanted to be friends with Caroline. Everyone really, and it's weird. Everyone really, and it's weird. Yeah. And she didn't like the fact that she was being pushed out. And that's what made me feel like, so can somebody get Caroline Stansberry to explain to us why Ayan was not invited to her party? Because now that we're getting to know Ayan, I can't really understand why you would exclude her from your party unless you were trying to make her feel bad because you were jealous of her. I feel like Caroline didn't want no smoke with Lisa either. I felt like that as well. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is between the two, but it definitely was given that. Either way, I'm done with Real Housewives of Dubai. We're about to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's right, which y'all all been waiting on. Okay, before we get into it, do me a favor and like the video. All right. Y'all, can I get something off my chest before we really get into it? I said, can I get something off my chest before we really get into it? Sonya, are you a swinger or are you closeted bisexual lesbian? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? And let me tell you something, Sonya. If it's bi or lesbian, Candy, please invite me to a party. Candy, you know the parties I'm talking about. Candy, invite me to a party, please. Sonya is giving all of the girls that I used to like in school. I'm gonna just tell you, Sonya, I'm gonna ignore you for a minute. Like, okay, because listen. It's given that y'all probably the Ross as a swing couple. I was wondering because Sonya was cool with other people vibrating her panties. So to me, she felt like she was, and then Ross wasn't bothered by Ralph doing it. So it made me feel like they might be cool with the swinging, swapping, tasting other people's situation in their marriage situation. Okay, so if that's the case, Sonya is very attractive to me. Sonya reminds me of one of my girlfriends in high school / college. And it's giving I grew up loving Aaliyah. It's giving listen. What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again if I hesitated to let you in. Now would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you say, oh, oh. Okay, listen. I'm just saying. Okay. So can I explain to y'all why I say all of that? Let me explain to y'all why I say all of that. No, it's her husband. What you mean? No, it's her husband. For you, Shara. Her husband is fine. Like, he's cute. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, Sonya, are we not living our best I like girls to life because we're Jamaican and it's not acceptable? Are we doing that? Because I feel like we're doing that, Sonya. I think on some level, we're not living our best lives because we're Jamaican and we can't. It's not what anybody wants for us. Okay? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Not closeted bisexual lesbian child. Listen, I could thank you for super chat. I could be projecting. I'm totally open to being completely wrong about this because I never had those feelings about her before. I do not like to be presumptuous about people being gay. Y'all, when I was in high school, I used to okay, do y'all know why? Okay. In school, when we were going to school, it was an all-girls school. Every year you got a new set of girls. And everybody knew who was going to be down and who wasn't. You just knew. And so there might have been a list. There might have been a conversation or two about which one of the 8th graders, we were in 10th, calm down. Which one of the 8th graders were going to be gay by the time they got to 9th grade? Not because we wanted them, but because we saw it and thought it was hilarious that everybody would start off with this, I'm not gay, get away from me. And by the time you get to your junior year, you're eating vagina on the weekends. So we kind of got good at being able to gauge what type of personality in a woman is attracted to other women, because there are personality traits that are similar in women that are attracted to other women. There are physical traits. There are things that they do slightly, like when they hug Kenya, touch Kenya's ass, Sonya. And so I'm going to say that I will sign an NDA. Candy, invite me to a party. I don't have to tell anybody. I am definitely a person that lives her life off of experiences, and not because I need to tell them, but just because I need to live them. Okay. So Candy, please invite me to a party that you are going to invite Sonya to if what I'm saying is correct, and we all know what I'm saying is correct. Meaning that we don't want to talk about it, but we all know what it is. Because we know how Candy get down. And I've been telling Candy she should invite me. Okay? I will listen. Blow me out, Candy. I want to come to one of the parties. Okay, one of the parties that our girl Manetta has been to, because the way you was like, come on now, girl, don't do this to me. It makes me feel like Candy has parties that she invites people to who is down for what they're down for. And I want to come to one of the parties. Me and Lyric wants to come to one of the parties. Lyric, we want to go to the parties. And we will sign the NDA, girl. We ain't got to tell nobody. We is very chill over here in real life, girl. Okay. Oh, is it? Is it? Is it? What's getting embarrassing? I think it's hilarious. Listen, KZ Gold, if it's meant the way it seems, if you're not on my wave, that's understand. But trust me, the real shit that I'm giving you right now is not embarrassing. I'm clocking the way people actually are in real life, but they won't tell you. And I'm expressing thoughts that people think, but they're not comfortable enough in who themselves, in themselves to say, trust me, there's nothing, nothing embarrassing about a bitch like me. It's only embarrassing to people who feel those feelings and don't feel honest enough to say them out loud. If that's what you mean, if that's not what you mean, disregard. But anyway, Nicole, thank you for the super chat. I wasn't gay in middle school. Now I'm a whole bisexual disease. Is being gay a phase sometimes? Not to me. For some. That's why I call myself bisexual. I've been attracted to both my entire life. It is what it is. You don't understand it. I don't have time to explain it. That's not what this is for. I'm telling you what I see in Sonya and why I feel like Sonya doesn't want to have another baby with her beautiful husband. Why Sonya feels like she's pulling her hair out, because Sonya didn't want the life that she's living. But she's living it because it's the life that she meant to live. Like, it's the life she is meant to live as a Jamaican woman. She's living the life that people think she's supposed to live. That's what a lot of people are doing. Y'all don't like that, but a lot of people are living the life that somebody else wants them to live, and not the one that they necessarily want to live. So to me, when I look at Sonya with her beautiful husband telling me with both her parents in the house and her sister and her sister's husband and other children all in her house and about to be in a vicinity, you telling me all of that doesn't mean you want to have another child. Okay, fine. But why do you not want to have another child? If you really do have the support system. Every child ain't going to be as bad as Deuce. You may have a little girl that just wants to chill all the time and be with mommy and run track. And you know what I'm saying? And could be left with your mom or your sister without any issue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. When I'm looking at you physically, I'm looking at your energy, and there's a difference between Michelle Obama arms and Mrs. Still Your Girl arms. Slight difference. It's also a difference in the way you adorn yourself, in the way you dress, in the way you carry yourself. There are certain things that I am picking up. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong. I don't really care either way. But what I am saying is, Sonya to me feels like I didn't want to live this life, but my husband is fine. My husband is sexy. I do love him. But I don't want to be your Susie Homemaker. And I never wanted to be your Susie Homemaker. I did it because it's what I was told that I needed to do in order to be validated, in order to be valued in my community by my parents, even though I'm a track star, even though I'm somebody that's beautiful and is making a way for people in my family to get their money and all of that shit. I'm a resource. But somehow I still feel the need to start petty beef with somebody so I can get my place on this show. Why do you so desperately feel the need to cement your place on this show and in reality TV, period? It's because you're trying to obtain something that even in everything you've done, you have not been able to obtain. And me and my cousin had a conversation. Me and my cousin and his wife had a conversation about a book they were reading about Hindu religion, and one of the fables they told, or one of the stories they told, was about people who feel some type of hunger or thirst for something, and they don't know what they need to do to feed it, so they fill it with other things that don't fill it. And so there's a hole somewhere, and they're filling it with shit that they think are gonna fill it, that they think may fix it. Businesses, reality shows, fame, money, and still they can't find any level of real contentment or peace with everything they've accomplished. It's because there's something that they don't want to face. It's something they don't want to be honest about. It's something that they're not living truthfully about. And women are easier and better at this than men. Women can absolutely be bisexual or lesbian in a full-blown marriage with another person, with children, fully involved, in love, I'm not gonna say in love, but I'm gonna say loving that person, caring about them, caring about their feelings, wanting to fulfill their desires, wanting to be everything they want her to be. but still having a feeling that they need and want something that they feel like they cannot have. Therefore, looking for, trying to fill with things that won't fill. There's a void, right? Is anybody going to tell me that to me, Sonya has not been moving as if she's trying to fill some void? Do you think Ross is cheating? Why does he stay gone all the time? I don't know if he's cheating as much as they may have an arrangement. I don't know if they have an arrangement, but something about the way they were open to what Candy and Ty were into made me feel like it may not be cut and dry. All I felt was her need to let him know that she did not want another child, because it would make her, it would hold her down. And honestly, Ross upset me with the way he handled her with this situation, because he totally ignored how she felt and was like, well, I'm still going to feel how I feel regardless. Like, you're still going to have a baby for me, whether you want that baby or not. And I feel like that's unfair. And then we get to the end of the episode and Drew tells her that she has to do that for her husband. And I'm like, she has to almost die for her husband? Because that's what childbirth is. She has to almost die in childbirth so her husband can be happy. First of all, Sonya, don't ever ask Drew for advice in marriage, because Drew is always going to tell you to do whatever the husband wants you to do. And I don't think that's good advice. You know why I don't think that's good advice? Because I think sometimes men want to have children to say, my dick did this. Look at me. It's not about being there for a child, raising a child, being hands-on. It's about having another extension of yourself to be proud of, to show other niggas, yay, look what I've done. It's not to be there. And that's what it's going to require of her. That's why I don't give a fuck about what anybody's husband wants. If the woman does not fully want the child, she should not have it. Period. You know why? Because it's going to require her to not only give up her time and energy, but to give up space in her body. You can't ask nobody to give up space in their body for you if that's not something that they want to. It has to be something she wants to, y'all. And she lied to him. She sat there at that dinner and told him that she wanted more kids too, and she doesn't. So first of all, you're not keeping it a buck about what you really want and what you really need. Why is that? Why is that? What, you scared that he's going to go out and get it from somebody else? You scared he's going to leave you? He might do that anyway. Now what? So ultimately, as a woman, this was triggering for me, for the message to Sonya to be, have a baby even if you don't want to have a baby, so you can make your husband, who's never home and who was not hands-on with the first baby, happy. Nigga, what? That's stupid. That's stupid. And that's only going to create resentment between her and that child. And that child is the only one that's really going to feel the real pain of a mother not really wanting them. Only the child is going to feel, my mama didn't really want me. And people act like motherfuckers don't do that shit. But I have heard many a story about kids who know they were not wanted and felt that their entire lives, and eventually were told that shit. And it fucked with their self-esteem. It fucked with how they saw themselves. I'm going to tell you, I think probably did talk about it beforehand. And I think she wanted children. I think she does want children. But they've had their one, and that's enough for her. And she feels like, now I don't want to do it again. I've done it the one time. I don't want to do it again. And that's why people shouldn't agree to shit when they know for a fucking fact you don't know how you're going to feel by the time you get to here. I've always said, I want to try for one. Once we get to one, let's see what else we can do. Of course I want to, but God may not give me that. I need to be happy with whatever happens, because that's what's supposed to happen. So the idea that this woman is supposed to want to have a baby to make her man happy, a man that ain't even checked in enough with the one she got right now, that is an irresponsible, stupid decision to make. And I don't care who told you that you should do it anyway. I don't care who said it. I don't care if it's your mama. I don't care if it's Jusadora. I don't care if it's Ross. I don't care who it is. Please, anybody listen to me, please don't have no babies unless you really want them. Babies should only enter this world through a womb that is fully glued into them being a part of life moving forward. Women when they pregnant, all of that shit they feel, their babies feel that shit too. That's the start of their life, their existence, whether they are wanted or not. And if you think that people, once they get grown, can't feel that shit is something that's been happening since they was in the womb, that they wasn't wanted by their own mama, they feel that shit, man. They feel that shit. And any man that's asking his wife to do that anyway is doing it for selfish reasons. And she should not acquiesce to his wants just because it's what he wants. No. So Saya gonna do whatever she want to do with her vagina. But based off what she told us, and then what she told him, and then how he handles that situation, no. You're saying no, 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 no. It's not really yes, 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 yes. She already had an abortion. When did she say that? JW, what are you saying? When did that happen? Give me information. When did that happen? My mom has one of those people, she didn't want kids and got pregnant, and an abortion wasn't an option. But growing, I always knew that her life wasn't what she wanted because she had me and it sucked. Roe v. Wade. Motherfuckers think forcing people to have children as if the entire process is not a spiritual situation that you need to be very, very sure of. Okay. Let me see. Okay. She wanted to compete first, so she must have got pregnant before she had it in the 2008 Olympics. Damn. She had an abortion to continue her career. So she really... Girl, I'm gonna leave it alone. Drew explained their full combo on Dish Nation. She said in the longer combo, Sonya never explicitly said no to wanting the new baby. I know, Drew. I know she didn't say it to you, but Drew, you telling her that you have to do that for your husband, you can't tell me that those weren't your exact words. And those were your exact words because I watched it. And when you said that, that told me enough. That told me enough. And I also see how you live your life. Your life is a huge sacrifice for your husband's ego. A huge sacrifice for your husband's ego. You sacrifice your own fucking voice and peace of mind staying married to Ross ass. I don't care what you're talking about. So no, it don't matter what you talk about on Dish Nation, girl. I heard what the fuck you said. And I also see how you live your life. And I know any advice that you would give to a woman is do whatever you got to do to keep that man, Savannah, girl. Anyway, now that I've said all that, girl, and more power to her, okay? And more power to her. She chose the Olympics over having, which shows you that that's, having a baby wasn't the most important thing to Sonya, and nobody should be able to make her feel bad about that. Fuck you. If having a baby is what's most important to you in your life, then that's what you do. And if what's most important in Sonya's life is for her to have a full career, okay, in one baby, then that's her prerogative, and she should be able to do that without anybody making her feel less than about it. Not her husband, not her mama, not her sister, not Drew, and not nobody on the fucking internet, because ain't nobody got to push a baby out their body but her. So nobody should feel a way about what that lady want to do with her body but her. I don't give a fuck if it's her husband or not. Nigga, go get a new woman if it mean that much to you. Because you ain't really there all the time for the only child y'all have. It never makes sense for me. You are not there on a daily basis to take care of or fully enjoy the ups and downs of those children in order for you to want that girl to have a baby, even though you ain't there all the time. Anyway, Marlo and Sheree meet with Candy in a sauna. Girl, if this wasn't some bullshit, if I ever seen it. So before Candy even got there, I feel like they were shading her body, talking about what she needed. Candy is in excellent shape. Candy looks amazing. I don't know what anybody sees when they look at Candy, and I honestly don't give a fuck. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but to me, Candy looks good. When Candy walked in there in her dress, you know what I'm saying? Candy look good. Candy's body always looks good to me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, at the BET Awards, I ain't like that dress that they put her in, but Candy can't always dress, okay? That's where she's not that good at, girl. It be hit or miss. But what you're not gonna do is say that her body and her face card are declining, because they are not. So shading her body the way they did, unnecessary. Okay? Unnecessary. So she gets there and she has a dress and her makeup done, and she says that she has something to do after their scene, so she's not about to get into the sauna with them. And they decide they're gonna have, this scene anyway. She tells them about the sex scene on the first day of her show, the a la carte. Y'all know I told y'all about a la carte and how good it was. Marlo says, "Okay, well, you want to get into it, Sheree?" So that's how you know that this is all manipulative. And when I say that, I mean that the conversation that Candy and Sheree, I'm sorry, the conversation Sheree and Marlo are about to have with Candy is not because they really feel that she's not a good friend and they need her to do more in order for them to feel like she's a real friend. That's not what it's about. It's about making Candy out to be the bad guy, antagonizing her to the point of emotion, so that you can get a good scene, so that you can do good on the show. So if you get Candy upset, that means ding, you made the episode if you got Candy upset, because Candy doesn't often get upset. So if Candy gets upset and cries, it's going to make the episode. And so to me, that was Marlo is really good at upsetting people so she can have a moment on the show. And I feel like it comes from her being, a hood girl. Okay. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, Marlo uses her being a foster kid to manipulate other people into feeling bad for her and doing things for her. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that's how I feel. And I want y'all to know that's why when she throws that I'm a foster kid out there, I don't want to hear that shit from anybody ever again. I don't want none of y'all, no disrespect, I don't want none of y'all in my comments that are foster children using Marlo's situations as a way to project your traumas onto me, because I didn't say what you wanted me to say, because it doesn't coincide with Marlo's bullshit, because it's also something that you have an issue with, because it's something that y'all all went through. It's trauma. It's something that I'm sad happened to you. It's something you need to go to therapy and work on and fix and all of that shit. But Marlo don't mean you no good. Marlo is not a good person. Anything Marlo does is to better her own agenda, not because she really wants to help somebody, not because she really cares about somebody, and not because she really loves them. So I don't give a fuck about Marlo being a foster child moving forward. And I want everybody to know that. And to be honest, I shouldn't have given a fuck about it when she told Kenya that her own mama didn't love her. And that's why I don't nobody want to deal with her now. I should have felt like that then. But now I'm letting y'all know. She's a gutter snipe. She has money. She has fashions. But her mentality and her spirit is at the bottom of the motherfucking barrel. And that's what I see. And if anytime I see something different, then I'll say that. But as of right now, you are being mean and nasty to somebody who has done for you, has gone out of their way for you, so that you can cement yourself on a TV show that may have run its course in 2 or 3 more years, depending on how reality shows go. Because Love and Hip Hop is in the win. If you think that can't happen to Real Housewives, you are sadly mistaken. So being okay with being a fucked up person so you can solidify yourself as a housewife is vapid, shallow. As I said, she is, when she decided to make a big deal out of being offended that Candy gave her girls used clothes. And I told y'all that showed me how vapid and shallow she really is, because she's missing the meat. because she's focusing on the entrees. Those types of things show mentality. It's not about the specific situation as much as it is about showing you the way a person processes, the way that they think, the way that they respond to other people whose intentions are good towards them. So yeah, y'all, I ain't feeling Marlo, I ain't feeling Sheree, and I don't care. I really don't. Hold up, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Somebody likes to play with the knobs on the doors. The little door stoppers, he likes to play with them and they make a lot of noise. Okay. So somebody got to come sit with me until they daddy get out the shower. Okay, y'all say hey. My little fat boy. Hey, Jewel. Say hey, Jewel. Tell everybody hey. Hey, Jewel. Okay. Sorry, y'all. So yeah, Marlo ain't shit. Made Candy feel bad. Sheree went along with it. They cut parts of the scene where Candy was talking about how much she's actually done, not just for everybody as far as how she is, but Marlo and Sheree. She's done a lot for Marlo and Sheree. So to have them even say that to her, she's like, why are y'all asking of me what y'all have never done for me? Y'all ain't never done none of this shit for me. But y'all asking me to be a friend that y'all ain't never been for me. And then for Marlo to jump out and then hug her when she was about to start talking about all the shit she had done for them, I was like, that shit was manipulative as fuck. Okay. And then for Sheree and her bayang to say in a confessional that Candy had a temper tantrum because she started crying and got emotional about two people who she has actively tried to help, telling her that she isn't helping them or doing enough for them when they've never done anything like that for her. Child. Girl, fuck you. Anyway, and that's to both of them. Marlo has her nephews organizing her archive stuff, and she tells them that she talked to their sister about talking to their mom. And she just kind of feels like, she should talk to your mom. Every scene that she's talking to her nephews about their mom, I don't like it. I don't like it because she keeps saying shit like, oh, I'm trying to not have them go through the pain that I went through. Yeah, you are making them have conversations with their mother when you know she's volatile. You are making them responsible for her deciding to go and get help or not. And then you're forcing them to have these interactions with cameras in their face and on the television show. And next week, you're going to tell us that you kicked them out. And I'm sure you didn't kick them out far. You know what I'm saying? Kick them out your room, put them on a porch for an hour. I don't know. But either way, it's giving. I'm willing to use my nephews as a storyline in order to make myself look good while simultaneously doing things that may not be for their benefit. So yeah, Marlo, none of this is playing the way it should. None of this is playing the way it should. None of this is playing the way you thought it would play. And now I'm wondering if they're even going to bring you back for another season as a peach holder. Even with all of your dramatics, even with all of the bullshit, I'm wondering if it's going to be enough. Considering the fact that they never wanted to give it to you in the first place. And now you're showing to do things that seem way too thirsty for this show. Thank you, Summer, for the super chat. I gotta watch Stranger Things Money, but I love y'all. Check the next live. All right, peace out, love. I know I didn't been on here for a long time. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant to come way earlier, and now I'm just pontificating out of the ass. I'm sorry. Candy Mayetta and Kenya meet up at the candle shop. They discuss Candy cares in Marlo, saying that she gave that Candy wanted to give her girls used clothes, and she's not being a good friend. And Candy says that Marlo is starting a hate campaign against me. And that's exactly what she's doing. And then Drew sends them the invite to drop it with Drew. We'll get to that in a minute. Mayetta just came back off of her honeymoon with her new husband, and she's used some of Candy's sex toys. So she was like, let me say this. So let me tell you this, Mayetta. How did you feel? Okay, let me tell you, girl. So I gave them the vibrating panties, girl. And I'm like, my friends would not make a big deal out of this. And Kenya was like, yes, but she had other people's husbands vibrating my pussy. I just didn't want other people's husbands vibrating my pussy, Candy. Okay, and then you have Safari and your nephew in my neighborhood, okay, with no clothes on and nipple covers on and whips and chains. How would you feel if I had a naked clown come to your house and Blaze answered the door? And she was like, I would send Blaze to his room and I would laugh at your joke. I was dying at them going back and forth about it. And Kenya screaming about her pussy in the candle shop. And Candy naming the candle Candy's pussy. You finally got to smell it. But I love the fact that Candy reminded Kenya that you told me in front of my husband that I could get it. So how is that any different than what we had going on? And y'all, I know everybody feels like Candy isn't taking accountability for how weird this is, but I also feel like Kenya does this thing where she likes to act like a prude every now and again. If she's not in a good mood, she's gonna act like she ain't about some shit that we know she probably sometimes be about. Okay, so if you can tell Candy at a table full of people that you will fuck her in front of her husband, then let's not act that offended by the vibrating panties. That's all I'm saying. But I love the fact that they were able to do it and get over it. Like they had the argument, they rolled their eyes, and then they moved on. And I really did appreciate that. I did. Thank you, Courtney, for the super chat. Mindy, I can watch you all night. You good, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all know sometimes I be feeling like, bitch, you been going on and on and on. Okay. But anyway, so moving on from that, everybody gets to drop it with Drew. Marlo, Sheree, and Sonya rolled together. Did not like that. Marlo didn't speak to Candy when she walked in. Sheree has her She by Sheree shit that she's still not selling. Her website is super cute, but you can't buy anything on it. So, okay, there's that. Sonya says that Sonya takes Ralph to the side and then she had her hand on his shoulder the whole time, which was very weird to me. And it's why I questioned whether they were, whether they were swappers or people that had sexual relationships with other people inside their relationship. I'm not judging, but there's a level of physical comfortability that she's showing with Ralph that has me low-key questioning what's happening here, because he was the one vibrating her panties on the bus. And she was like, stop, Ralph. And now you're pulling him to the side with your hand on his shoulder to have a conversation about whether you should have another baby with your husband when you're beefed out with his wife. So I'm just kind of looking at it like, I don't know what's happening here, but I feel like it's more than what we're seeing. Thank you, Crystal. Hey, love. But she was just basically saying that she wants to build legacy as well. And she just doesn't want to have another kid. And she feels like they don't have the time. He was like, listen, that's not a good enough reason, because me and Drew have 3 children and we are very busy, if not more busy than you. And she was like, I don't know about that. I don't know y'all as busy as we are, but okay. And then Marlo starts trying to have this conversation, because I'm guessing at this point Marlo has learned that Kenya told or that Candy, so I don't know, but she was trying to have a confrontation with Candy about the conversation. Yeah, no, Kenya told Candy about what happened at that last lunch when she was filming, and they were all talking about, how Candy, oh, she doesn't support people and all that shit that Marlo was saying about her not giving to her charity appropriately by wanting to give used clothes and her not being a good friend. And so Kenya was like, well, honestly, Marlo, Candy tired of your ass, okay? Candy felt like you were, like you were trying to start shit with her. And it made her think about how you weren't really ever that good of a friend to her in the first place in order for you to ask that of her. So now Candy's feeling away. So at this moment, Marlo starts talking to Candy. She says, now you speaking to me. Marlo says, I've been speaking. I saw you. Girl, whatever, okay? Candy is like, okay, so I heard you was talking shit about me. Everybody is like, oh, where's Kenya? Now Kenya hasn't gotten there yet, right? Because I believe that's the conversation that Kenya told Candy when they met up with Mayetta. She told her about all the shit that Marlo had said at that sit down, I believe. That they had last episode with everybody that caused Drew to leave and all of that. Sir. Okay, all right. Listen. You can go. I don't trust you. He's tired. I don't know why he's doing all of that. Here. Go ahead. All right. Your daddy should be out the shower at some point, Jesus. Okay. So Candy says, listen, let's focus on Drop It with Drew, and we can talk about this later. So they go to do Drop It with Drew, and then Todd and Candy get a phone call. Right, Candy said this one was gone. Gotcha. Okay, but Candy and Candy had the conversation about shit that Marlo said when they was with Mayetta at a candle shop, arguing about who was filling up each other's pussies and all of this shit. Okay, so Candy and Todd get called away because somebody had jumped their gate. Child, some crazy person calling themselves Beyonce's cousin or Beyonce's family member and T.I.'s son, some foolishness like that, showed up to Candy house with their fucking luggage, jumped her subdivision gate, and then got to her front door. That shit is creepy. So she left and went home to check on her kids and shit. And then the Drew class commences. But I did notice that Marlo, Sheree, everybody went outside to see about Candy when they were walking away. And I was kind of annoyed by that because I was like, Marlo, you don't give a fuck about Candy. Why are you walking outside to see what's going on with her? You were just being nosy. You could have stayed your ass inside and took that class. Anyway, but either way, taping had to stop because Candy was walking out. So once everybody went back in, the class starts back up and we're doing the workouts. Of course, Drew is showing us with her body that she's not she's not in like athletic shape. She's just not. Okay, it's just what it is. And she may be on her way there, but to me, if you are a person that is actually planning and putting together a fitness regimen for people, then you would be someone that actually works out to that degree in order to have the expertise in the first place. So I feel like Drew allows for people to think whatever they want to think just because she gives you confusing information. But it means you're a liar, Drew. It means you put 20 on 10. It means you and your husband will lie about what something is instead of saying exactly what it is. And that is annoying to us. You basically a fucking face and an affiliate for a program that was already out. And if you follow me, we've already talked about this because one of my followers posted all of the information in the forum about how they were a part of this 21-day fitness challenge, and they had lost weight, had been going on for like 5 years in Chicago or Detroit. Which one? Either way, it had been going on for like 5 years. Okay, hashtag Team LASHAE. All right. And last year they hit up Drew, okay, and asked her to be the face of it so that it can get more publicity, because I feel like even though it was a really good fitness program, it wasn't gaining gaining the speed that it needed to get, and now it has more eyes on it. So to me, the only problem with this is the fact that the owner decided to change the name to drop it with Drew. That's where things get disingenuous, and I feel like that is more so probably them deciding to do that to make it be a bigger issue. Because if it's not her business, we're not going to make a big issue of it on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so I feel like that's the reason why they made it seem like it was Drew's business, so that they can draw more attention to it. Because if you were an affiliate for it, I don't think it would have gotten as much publicity on the show as it did. So that's what this was for, essentially. After they're done with the class, first of all, Sheree singing that Drew looks like a busted can of biscuits. I was like, so this is what I'm saying. Okay, so like, listen, when it come to ribbon bitches, I totally understand. Like, I don't like you, bitch, so I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. I do. I get that. But like, at some point, it just kind of feels like, was that even necessary? Yeah, like, was that even necessary for you to say that shit about that lady? And so when somebody comments about how hard you look in the face, I don't want to hear no hard feelings. I don't want to hear no hard feelings. I don't want to hear no hurt feelings. I don't want to hear no sensitivity, no reverence for how you should feel when somebody starts talking about how you look like the gender you're not trying to look like. And I say that because I feel like, okay, that could be true T as far as your concern for Drew to look like a busted can of biscuits, and it could be somebody else's true C to say you look like a nigga. So let's not do those things to each other. That's my point. Let's not go that far. Like, that's what I feel like. Let's not go that far. That's what I want. I want for all us not to go that far. I want us to leave each other's bodies and faces alone. That's what I want us to do. But I'm going to say that once you jump off that ledge, we're going to jump off that ledge with you. Okay? Just know that. Just know that. If you don't have reverence for other women and how they may feel about their bodies, just know that when people get their ass on YouTube, they're not going to give a fuck about you and how you feel. I'm just saying, don't dish it if you can't take it. Don't dish it if you can't take it. Sheree got a strong face and a strong booty to match. Did y'all see that ass? That shit was like, that shit was, okay, listen, chef's kiss. That whole body is impeccable. Her house is impeccable. Her spirit, fugazi, disingenuous, nasty. Okay, but you know what? If it works for you, girl, live your life. Live your life. Okay. Sheree needs to go. Her reads are tired. It's sad. It's sad. I told y'all. I've been telling y'all for seasons. You don't want Sheree back. I know you think you do, but you don't. They need new girls. New girls. Her wigs are horrendous. I don't know about that. The bang in the ponytail, that's the only one I'm like, it's a no-go. But all the other ones, child, when she was walking around eating chips in her house, that was a good wig. I don't know about her late now. Okay, we ain't gonna say the girl head on be whipping. Okay, she'll give you a whip. Sheree will give you a whip now. Okay. Trade Sheree for Mayetta. That's another thing that's been aggravating me. This entire episode, we've been having way more dialogue with Mayetta, but we don't see her in a confessional, which makes me feel like y'all didn't really bring her onto the show, and that's annoying to me. Like, can we fully get the other like, what's going on with Mayetta? What's her family like? Can we please get a confessional? Y'all have her mic'd. She's been in 2 scenes in this one episode. Like, I don't like that. I feel like they have her on there and then we're just not seeing her because y'all decided at the last minute y'all didn't want her on the show. Like, it feels overproduced when I see y'all shooting around somebody, and I just want y'all to let us in and let us decide if they're boring or not. But don't have them on here mic'd and a part of the conversation and shit, and we don't know what's going on with them. It just feels weird. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Every time the bars go low, I want to just click off just so I don't have any issues with the video. Anyway, what else is going on? After the workout, we talked to the woman who started the program. Her name is Jackie. Jackie asked Drew to be the face, but that doesn't make her an owner. Kenya is trying to understand. Drew says she doesn't appreciate being drilled. Drew, shut the fuck up. You knew they were going to drill you. That's why you invited them here. They move on. So Kenya is reporting back to Candy about what Marlo said. And Kenya said, yes, I report back accurately what was said. I said, you know what, Kenya? Touche, my girl. Touche. I told y'all, I'm over being mad at bone carriers. Like, I'm going to need something else in order for me to dislike you. I can't dislike you just for being a bone carrier. And I'm not going to think you're wrong just for carrying a bone, because the truth of it all is I feel like Kenya and Candy are real friends, like friends outside of the show because of the show, but outside of the show. So anytime Kenya tells Candy something or Candy tells Kenya something, it doesn't bother me because I feel like they're really friends. So I feel like they're essentially, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to talk. They're going to talk no matter what, especially if it's on the show. Okay. So Kenya was like, yeah, I brought that shit back accurately. I sure did. And I was like, touche, Kenya. I love the fact that you're owning shit. I'm liking it. It feels good. Okay. You take the wind out of people's sails when you just own the shit. Okay. So yeah, they move on to Kenya reporting back to Candy what was said at their last lunch. And Kenya says, yeah, I said that shit. Candy is over you. And she's over you, and it made her realize all the things you haven't been to her, Marlo. Marlo feels like Kenya just stabs me and drags me down. Marlo, you in the confessional making yourself out to be a victim, like Kenya is always attacking you. Bullshit. It's not what we're seeing. I don't like when you're trying to create a narrative, because what we're seeing on camera isn't being reflected in your dialogue in the confessionals. So I don't care about it because you're lying. It's pump faking. It's bullshit. Marlo says that Kenya can't be a real friend. And then she starts asking about Mark, talking about Kenya's fake butt, talking about Kenya's fake lips, and whatever else she's gotten done. You know, lame ass reads because you can't deal with the fact that you can't get under this lady's skin. You can't deal with the fact that they called you to task about the stupid shit that you've been doing. You know they're really friends like that. Like, I want her to learn how to read, because the way she reads is terrible and just real elementary, my dear. Marlo asked why she can't keep a man. I'm like, really? In 2022, we still asking other grown-ass accomplished women why they can't keep a man? Nigga, why you can't be kept? Ask a nigga that question. You know what I don't understand, Marlo? You don't have a man. How can you ask somebody that? Marlo always want to try to rib you about some shit that's an issue for her as well. Girl, where is your man? Where is your scooter? Like, all of that. I feel like Marlo is doing what Nene did. Marlo has found some surrogate mother figure in Nene and has adopted her way of life. And I think she puts her on a pedestal, and I'm not exactly sure why. Everybody else that Marlo, connects to, she seems to shit on them at some point or another. And even though she shitted on Nene, there's always this level of loyalty to Nene no matter what. And I feel like she's doing what Nene did. When Nene came on the show and tried to make everybody feel bad for her with Greg's sickness, that's the same thing that Marlo is doing with her nephews and their mom not being healthy. So I'm clocking you. Got it. You've been clocked. What else is going on? Yeah, Marlo asked why she can't keep a man. Kenya says, where is your man, Marlo? Marlo says something about, I don't believe in just having one man, especially not one that talks down to me. And Kenya was like, yeah, I did choose a man that shitted on me. And what, bitch? Marlo, wait, hold up. Oh yeah, Marlo gets in Kenya's face and was like doing this in her face, screaming in her face. I don't even remember what she was saying. But Kenya was like, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out. Like, that hand kept stretching. And I was like, Kenya, don't do it, Kenya. Don't do it, Kenya. Don't do it, Miss Silly girl. Don't do it. Sit up in that chair. Sit up in that chair. Tell him about right there. I remember the day I was at the store with Miss Millie. I I was feeling mighty down. I was feeling mighty bad. And then I seen you, Miss Silly. And I know there's a God. And one day I was going to get to go home. So don't do it, Miss Silly. Don't do it. Okay, Kenya, don't do it. We can't go through what happened with Portia when she dragged you. We can't go through that again. I'm glad that they was able to separate it. But between me and you, I feel like it may be a fair fight. I know y'all think that Marlo is gutter, but we're forgetting the only thing that makes Marlo more gutter is the same shit that makes Kenya gutter. Growing up with parents that wasn't really paying attention. Whether that was foster care system parents or your grandmama that couldn't really keep up with you and your daddy that wasn't really worrying about you but came around from time to time. And your mama that didn't really want you. And your mama that was an abusive drug addict, Marlo. Your story ain't that different from Kenya's. But you mad at her because she's different than you. She's not as gutter as you, even though she comes from the same type of circumstances of not being wanted by her birth parents in the same way. Y'all have that in common. Y'all always have. And you chose that as the thing that you could pull out and stab her with. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Okay? Marlo sliced someone, aka a weapon, so we don't know if she can really fight. I'm just saying, I feel like, girl, not popping firecrackers. It ain't even July. Anyway, I'm just saying, Nene's beefs were real. She meant that shit. Yeah, no, she did. She absolutely did. I feel like Marlo doesn't have the capacity for it to matter. She means what she's saying in a moment because she's saying it. And because it's going to get her end goal, which is to pop on this show. That's it. That's all about her. Okay, Drew and Sonya have a conversation about letting bygones be bygones. I told y'all about that already, and I told y'all how I felt about that stupid advice that Drew gave. All right, y'all, I'm done. I'm done. Kenya and Marlo didn't fight, but I ain't about to just assume that Marlo gonna whip somebody ass just because, you know, she had a tough life. Kenya had a tough life too. And what? And that's another thing. This presumption that because you didn't grow up in a foster care system, your parents did right by you. Do you know how many people had worse parents that were theirs? You know what I'm saying? Then people, you know, didn't Marlo say that foster care was a saving grace for her because it got her away from her abusive drug addict mama? But then she used it as a reason for why, or as a reason to make Candy feel bad. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all recall? Oh, okay. I'm gonna let it go. I don't think she threw her nephews out in a real way, y'all. I don't. But I still feel like her using them for a storyline in this respect is problematic. And it makes me feel like regardless to how you may try to seem like you're being genuine, it's still coming off like your motives are questionable, to say the least. Your decisions may not be in the best interest of the children just because you're exploiting their pain. I think New Orleans is the murder capital of the USA, though. Oh, okay. I don't know. Probably. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to go because I'm tired. It's been almost 3 hours. I love y'all. Don't forget about the Ooh Ladies First panel tomorrow on Nisi's channel. All right. Is it tomorrow? No, it's Thursday. Thursday this week is on Nisi's channel. Then tomorrow I'll be back for VH1 couples therapy and basketball wives, and I'll be back tomorrow for P Valley first thing. Okay, so it'll probably be in the evening, afternoon, because I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow. Okay, but y'all look for me tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. We'll be back up here for P Valley and VH1 and all of that shit. Love y'all. See y'all later.